Welcome, everybody, to the Red Wagon Inn. We are so glad to have you all joining us for tonight. We are minus an Alex tonight, just because he's a sleepy boy. He had to travel to America, and I don't know if you know, Australia and America are kind of far away. So he's a sleepy boy tonight, and that's okay. We hope he gets a good night rest, and if he's listening to this while he's sleeping, we hope that he has good dreams. But we have everybody else here for the cast joining us tonight, and we're so excited. We have very little to show you before we get started, but we will get started very quickly. Do we have anything we need to shill tonight, cast?
I do. I have shilling to do.
Shill.
Hey, everyone! Guess what? You can now get your own Critcast dice resin. That's right. That's resin specifically designed by dice makers for dice makers. You like that? You like that little?
I do.
Yeah. It's available right now on Level Up Dice. And you can start casting. If you haven't made dice before, might I suggest you check out Ryan's YouTube channel, get yourself some Critcast and have a good time. And also, the reason that Alex has gone to the US is because we will be, and by we, not me because I'm here in Australia still, but Level Up Dice will be at PAX West. So go say hi if you're in Seattle.
PAX West is Seattle this time? Or is it always Seattle? I've never actually been to PAX.
I'm now getting really paranoid that I don't know where PAX West is. Yes, it's Seattle. It's in Seattle.
I always thought PAX West
right?
was like Los Angeles or something. That's Comic-Con, maybe.
Someone please tell me that I'm not wrong.
Internet says it's Washington State Convention Center usually.
So. Oh yeah, so Seattle then. Cool.
Yeah, I know my job, right? I'm not there. I'm in Australia. But the US team will be there. And if you're going, go say hi and also buy Critcast, but not from there. You have to buy it online.
Buy Critcast.
You know what else is great about that Critcast? I actually bought some. So if you want to buy dice from someone who used Critcast, buy my dice.
Yeah, buy it both in the cured and uncured form. Uncured from Level Up Dice, cured from Dice Encounters.
And Drew, you know what's great? Speaking of segues around, I'm going to do a review on Critcast dice. So if you want to see how it works, check out that video coming soon, TBD.
Whoa. And Jakey and Jackie are doing something too with Critcast, but we don't know what.
I'll do something with Critcast. Wait, can I tell a funny story about segues? Because Rybo said segues.
What a segue.
This is a real story about segues. The guy who made the Segway was demonstrating how good they could stop, so he decided to drive it right in front of a cliff to show how good the handling on a Segway was. You can look up what happened in the rest of the story, but I'm going to tell you right now, the guy who invented the Segway is no longer alive. So there you go.
Cliff Boss? Did a Cliff Boss happen?
No.
Yeah.
That's insensitive, isn't it? He drove up to a cliff.
Also, because we're shilling stuff, it's not as cool as Critcast, but I just made a fan house, so you should go look at it. It's like Patreon, but I actually get paid more, and it's like a good promotion stuff, and you can follow it without paying for things, as opposed to Patreon. It's essentially like a paid Twitter, Instagram feed. It's really cool, and I'm going to try and get all of my friends on it to pull them away from Patreon and things like that. I'm still going to use Patreon, of course, but yeah, I'm going to try and get them on it because yeah, they only take 10% while other apps take up to like 17, 20%. And things for like Apple's like 30% they take for stuff. That comes out of Fanhouse's share, not your share. So it's really cool. Fanhouse is great. And you should support me on its Fanhouse.
Can you tell them what you told me it was? Not that it's a different Patreon, but it's
it's Clean OnlyFans.
There we go. Yeah, go check out Jakey's OnlyFans that he's calling Fanhouse.
It's true. It's true.
So just OnlyFans, right? Because OnlyFans has now decided that you can't have explicit content.
No, they went back on that.
They just changed that and double
oh my gosh, thank
went
God.
back on it. And it was yikes, because their announcement before it was like, we've always supported our adult workers, like hashtag support the sex industry. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't for a solid while. So
well, I'm glad that
OnlyFans?
I'm glad that it is now there as a safe avenue for people, because fuck you, OnlyFans. Why would you do that? Also, don't come for us. Sorry. The opinions that I express on this channel are my own.
Red Wagon Inn is still looking for sponsors, OnlyFans.
Hey, I will write smut and put it on OnlyFans. They will write Red Wagon
We all
Inn smart.
contribute in our own way. Obviously, Drew and I have the bodies, so we have to do the actual OnlyFansing, but everybody else contributes in their own way.
I mean, pre-coming to this call, I was walking in the background and Drew started complimenting my absolute bahonka. So I feel like if you're going to follow anyone's OnlyFans here, I look great in yoga pants. So I'm just saying.
Please let us know in chat if you would like a Red Wagon Inn OnlyFans.
Twin Fig already has one. He
fan
can't be a part of
house.
multiple.
Yes.
Or fan house if you want it to
Or
be
fan
clean
house. You can't
for
put not safe for work stuff, but I feel like I could draw some twin tig top butt on
Yeah,
there.
for sure. Just like, he's a little plumber butt crack. That's not too bad.
I misheard that as plumper butt crack, and I was like, I was like, plumper butt makes sense, but what does it mean when only your butt should crack as plumper?
He's got a muffin top, but it's just the top of his butt.
Just real wide. The crack is just really, really wide.
Why?
It's like 90%
guys?
crack.
What happened? Oh, to smoothly segue it back, Critcast resin, you guys.
Yes.
Anywho, so
I-
if you buy Critcast and support Drew and
Mhm.
my review, and Jakey makes
And
it,
Jakey.
then obviously we'll have an OnlyFans. It's a circle of life.
And what I'm doing in relates to Critcast resin, I'm saving money to buy it. So that's what I'm doing.
Look at Jackie, team player. Right. So all of that to say, we have
We
some
love
art
you.
this week. And the art comes from Jakey. You may notice his face. If you didn't see last week's episode, this is major spoilers. But if you didn't see last
So
week's
close your eyes
episode-
and plug your ears. Oh gosh, oh my! No spoilies.
This whole episode's a spoiler if you didn't see last week's, but that's okay.
Yep.
Look at Ordelio's new face. I think it's real pretty. Jakey does a real good job with art. I don't know if you know, he has a OnlyFans for art, but it's clean. And he also did the notes for last week, which I won't keep up too long because, guys, it's time for Roll for Recap.
Oh, one hundo. I'm loving.
I'm gonna use
That's
my
a
new
10.
Level Up Dice Adventures curated dice collection, chunky table crashing dice of doom.
I'm sorry.
Me
Could you say
too.
exactly that sentence once again, Drew? Could you say exactly what you called those dice?
I'm rolling the Level Up Dice Adventures curated chunky aluminum table crasher smasher dice for the win.
I think you actually did get it. Dang.
I think you did.
Drew,
Yeah.
Drew, what's yours? What is yours?
Mine is the I believe it was the witch.
Oh, the witch is pretty. I'm also going to use mine. I know we're not chilling anymore, but I'm using my rogue. I love it. I just got it. Ah!
Purple
I'm using
and
Dice
black.
Encounter Soft Boys dice, and I rolled a 19. Let's go. Also,
Oh.
I got my
Look.
nails
Oh.
just done, so I'll show
Uh-oh.
those off to chat. Look at those
Oh.
I'm
nails.
scared.
Pretty.
And
I'm a
look at
solid
have-
10, just like my dice roll.
Ooh, I
um,
have dice cam. I'm going to use dice cam.
I
It's
got a
really
bit.
bad.
I got a 15.
15.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Classic Brie roll. It's
Okay.
a 4.
Jackie.
I was nervous. I rolled a 9.
Oh, well, Brie, you did say you wrote down some notes.
Yeah,
So why don't you
Brie's
tell the
prepared.
good
Oh,
folks at
no.
home
can't wait.
what happened last week? Because a
Oh.
lot did, so don't miss any detail.
Hey, wait, Bree,
Okay.
you got a little extra time. Hold on. Rybo, what's the giveaway for this week?
Oh, I was going to do that after, but the giveaway this week we have dose tokens.
I'm stalling for you, Bree.
It's not going to help.
We have 2 tokens this week, and these tokens are going to these tokens are going to cause sickness. These tokens, I will actually tell you this time. These won't be a mystery. You can be excited about them.
Oh, well, it says it's a mystery.
Well, then
Rybo.
it's a mystery. You know what? We'll leave it a mystery. Be excited about the mystery. We have 2 tokens, so there will be one at the first half and second half. Bree, give us that recap.
Okay. Also, this is my notes. It's literally 2
Oh,
words,
no.
2 sentences. So we all woke up, and we came into. I'm not even using them at this point. We all woke up and we came into, I believe it was like Ritter's room. It doesn't matter whose room it was. We went into somebody else's room. We all sat around. Ordell had this like life-changing decision that he had to make. And of course, he asked the Strange family for their advice, handed around a vase and said, yo, what should I do? Some of us voted on this, some of us didn't. While Ordell went off with Exy to speak to other XE, right? Not really. Went to speak to the big boss, who I totally fucking know his name.
All you've been dealing with is fire, and it's another word for fire.
Ignis. Went to talk to Ignis. While they were chatting, the rest of the party discussed what we should do moving forward. If we should stay, if we should go, if we should kill everyone. Some of us voted. By some of us, it was Winter, Ritter, and Ash all voted on what they think they should do, which was leave/kill them. For some reason, it's super distracting, Drew. For some reason, Emma didn't want to vote on what should happen. But we kind of debated, maybe we should start a cult, maybe we should do some other things. That went on for some time. Meanwhile, Ordell and XE were going to speak to Ignis. Decided that Ordell decided that he had to test some theory, which apparently involved him being set on fire to prove a point, I guess. And so Ignis and Ordell went to go through what happened to the people who were cleansed the previous episode. What ended up happening was that Ordell got super burnt up, so much that his skin sack fell off. While XE was kind of outside guarding, and Ignis was like all tough boy and pushing him up against the wall, and like it was a little. I mean, there might be a chapter featuring this in some fanfic, because I mean there was at least a little bit of heat. Get it? Pun. And he was like, I'm actually a vampire. He didn't actually say that, but it was heavily implied. Then left as the smoke into the corridor. We were like, oh, at some point Ordell came back and talked to the group. I think this was before he got burnt up. That would make more sense. Yeah. So like retconning, Ordell came and talked about what he should do, got really stressed, Winter patted his back, then he left, and all of that other stuff that I said happened. Mist came out. Winter was like, oh my god, I know what that is. It's a vampire. Do you think they're coming to seduce us and save us from this horrible fire situation? Quickly realized that wasn't the case, and in fact, all of the paladins are actually undead. Fights across the town broke out with vampires. I mean, vampires, we don't know that 100% yet. Decided to start murdering to villages and stuff. Most of them left. We fought Ignis a little bit, but he managed to turn into a bat and like fuck off. And then we found Sasha in a little house. Sasha, and it wasn't Adam. How's Adam doing? We're not sure.
You're currently fighting Adam.
Adam, it was Adam. It was Adam. I knew that. I was testing you, Ryan.
Oh, good.
We're fighting Adam and Sasha, and then another person. There's 3 people. That's me, Winter, and also Ash. We're fighting them. Elijah isn't a vampire. And he was dying. But luckily Emma went and I'm nearly dead, but spare the dying, now you're not. And now Emma and Elijah are going to find Ash, and beautiful like weird flame child person is in place of where Ordell used to be. That's weird and cool. Sorry, my son came in the door but then left. And XE XE was like, who are you? And then that's kind of where we are.
So I have to add a few things to it. So Ordell was lit aflame, and this childlike person came out of Ordell as his skin fell off, and XE shot him.
That's right. XE, I knew that. Yeah, XE did shoot him.
Rude.
Ignis also took the fire soul from within Ordell and now claims as a vampire that he can walk in the sunlight, and very much proved that as he ran away. Those are the only 2 important notes. You did a great recap. I'm going to go ahead and give you a point of inspiration. I will give you 2 additional points of inspiration if in the next 10 seconds you can tell me the name of the 3rd vampire spawn that you're fighting without any help.
Oh no. Okay. Can I make it up?
Yeah.
What if it's better than your name?
Oh, then I gotta keep it.
Edward.
Nope. 1 inspo. Very good. It was.
Isn't it William, or did William die the night before?
William died. It's Rythus. It was Sasha, Adam, and Rythus
Rythus.
that were still fighting.
I don't think I ever knew his name was Rythus.
I gave you all 6, so you know, it's just something I worked on. Not a big deal.
Just because you said it doesn't mean that my brain retained the information.
Fair
This is 100% on me.
Fair enough. When should anyone pay attention to the Dungeon Master anyway? That's all subjective.
Can I get an extra point of inspiration for honesty?
I'll let chat decide if she should get honesty inspiration or if she should get boo, you didn't remember GFY.
I don't know, but I can get one for this. Bam!
Oh, look at that. Look at the Loki inspo.
Right.
Also, Jakey, you can get your point of inspiration because I saw
for Adam
your pet come through earlier.
But that was just because
Yay,
she's
Adam.
lazy and
Oh,
then
no,
she
it
needed
was
to go
Adam.
on a walk.
Who's Adam?
Oh. Hey.
Hey. Awesome. Right. Does anybody else have anything before we get started?
Nope.
Chat seems like they're behind me getting honesty inspo, by the way.
All right, you get an honesty inspo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you lose it immediately for calling it Edward. Just kidding. Right. Everybody grab a drink, pull up a
Jasper?
chair, and come hang out with us at the Red Wagon Inn. So to set the scene where we were at, it is currently still raining pretty heavily, but Ritter, Ordell, and XC are currently at the keep, which is burning from the inside after Emma threw some fiery bolts towards the mist, or scorching ray, I think. As that is still burning on the inside, Ordell with a bullet wound in his shoulder in this new childlike form, and by child, like 18 years old, not like 8-year-old, younger than Daddy Ordell was, are currently in the main keep. Winter and Ashrin are in a small house with a couple dead bodies around them and 3 unconscious villagers, fending off 3 vampire spawns, while Elijah and Emma are rushing towards them to help. We're actually going to go right to Winter and Ashrin, where when we last stopped, we're deep in the middle of combat, and Ashrin had been taking quite a beating from these vampire spawn. Oh, she's stacking inspo early on because Max is cute. Hi,
Max
Max.
inspo.
Get your inspo. As these vampire spawns you've been in combat for several minutes at this point, fending them off, trying to prevent them from getting at your weaker compatriot of Winter, your much more frail compatriot. As Winter also has a zombified version of one of the family members in that house helping fight, helping fend them off. Blow after blow of swords have been coming towards you from Sasha, while the other vampire spawns have just been clawing toward you, slowly scraping and cutting down on you. You are barely up, if I recall correctly, with your HP, right?
Yeah, I'm hurt just a little bit.
Okay.
So, can you just remind me what is the distance each of them are from me? Is it just like 5 feet? And
All 3 of them are 5 feet from you. On the other side, you have the summoned undead from Winter, and then Winter is 10 feet behind you. You're basically filling up the entire room of this house as best you can. The door is wide open, and you do hear the heavy rain from outside and some other footsteps off in the distance, but you're not entirely sure where they are or where they're going. Emma, you and Elijah saw the house that Winter and Ashrin have run into, and from inside the open window there, you can see them currently in combat. My assumption is you're still running towards the house as fast as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll go back to that. Also, Emma did pick up a scroll off of a wizard's body in the town from last time, just a reminder. But Ashrin, go ahead.
which one was the one that almost bit me? Or bit me, but
Adam bit you, but you
yes.
were able to resist any sort of negative effects from that. He just bit you.
All right.
But Rythus has been clawing at you, and Sasha has been swiping at you with her long sword. Hype train.
Ooh, sorry. Sasha, even though Adam bit me, Sasha has been on the naughty list this whole time. So I am going to take my holy symbol out, and I'm going to just like put it in her face, and I'm going to try to control undead on her.
Ooh, what's the save for that?
DC 15.
Okay. That is a 13. As Sasha and the other two bear down on you, Sasha pushes them out of the way, wanting to get the killing blow on you. She pulls her longsword back, almost to cleave your shield in two. You hold your holy symbol up, a power against the vampire devil towards her. And how does your control undead work, as now people can finally find that you are an Oathbreaker paladin?
Woo! I just say, "Be gone, thought." No, I'm just kidding. I put it in her face, and the same kind of red that matches my hilt, and the rest of my magic, more like a deeper moon red, kind of just emanates from my holy symbol into her face. And it, like, I imagine it like her face, it washes over her face, and her emotion just changes, like does a 180, and she's just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go."
Do you flatly get to control her now?
It says must obey your commands for 24 hours.
Whoa.
That's more than I thought. Good to know. As Sasha pulls her sword up, she kind of stops and looks down towards her as you tell her just to move out of the way. Adam and Rytha see what's going on and look down towards your symbol before they pull on your shoulders, or on Sasha's shoulders, just to get her out of the way to continue dealing with you, trying to cut the head off the snake, as it were.
So this was actually, I know it says they listen for 24 hours, but also, like, I know when you command somebody, they don't do something they wouldn't usually do, but is control undead stronger than command? Like, if I told her to attack, would she attack? Because 2v2 is way better than 2v1.
Well, 3v2. Well, 4v2 if you count the summoned thing. I'm going
True,
to look up that ability very quickly.
Okay.
While that's happening, okay, so as an action, you target one undead creature. The target must make a wisdom saving throw and must obey your commands for the next 24 hours or until you use this channel to... It just says obey. So
it has...
it's got to do what you say. It doesn't even have the if it would harm itself caveat to it. It just says obey.
Oh. All right. Retcon just a little bit. Washes over her face, and instead anger gets redirected towards, I choose Adam because Adam tried to bite me. Sorry, Adam, but also on my naughty list. So now I'm going to turn her on Adam.
Instead, as she brings the sword up, she suddenly turns towards Adam, who snarls back at her, "What are you doing?" Before, without being able to say any word, almost you can see her struggling against it as her fangs kind of get bared as she starts slicing towards him. And he dodges quickly as this is kind of still in the middle of your turn. They are currently locked in combat. Winter, what are you doing during this time?
God. Yeah, I'm gonna attack Adam, I guess, because he's not... I can obviously tell that Sasha is doing okay. So I'm gonna send another Scorching Ray.
Beautiful. All three to Adam?
Yeah.
Do it.
Okie dokie. First one, well, all three are going to Adam, so I'll just roll them all together. Boop, boop, doop, 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 boop. Oh no. 18. Plus a bunch.
17 is your hit DC for this.
Yeah, hit. Oh, actually, yes, all three hit.
Oh, solid. Go
because I rolled a 9 and I have +8 on my lowest. Cool. So 6.
6
points.
3 times, so 18 total, correct?
Yeah.
Solid.
Unless you want me to roll them all individually.
That's fine if you're fine with that number.
Yep, that's fine.
Cool. As Adam turns and bares his his fangs towards Sasha, menacingly trying to get rid of back. Adam has an OnlyFans, Jackie. As he bares his fangs, he's suddenly pelted by 3 blasts of a laser-hot, scorching ray into him as he turns. Now, Adam angrily begins to leap and bounds towards Winter. Is there anything else you're doing on your turn?
I'm going to back up a little bit. Am I trapped inside the house because of other people at this point?
either stay in the house or run out the door. Those are
Okay, no.
options.
I'll stay in the house.
Okay.
But that's it for me, and then it's Dead Daddy's turn.
Dead Daddy, go for it.
So he is the putrid creature. So any creature other than me that's in 5 feet of him has to succeed on a Constitution saving throw.
Jakey, this is gonna be you, and I'll do one for Sasha too. Okay.
And Adam? No.
Well,
because he's on the other side.
No, they all get it. They're all
okay
within the feet. So Adam saves, Rythus doesn't, Sasha doesn't. Ashrin?
18.
You do.
Cool. That saves. So everyone who failed, if undead can be, are poisoned.
Okay, I'll have to check on them just to double check.
I don't think they can be poisoned, right?
So certain undead can. Vampire spawn, I think totally can. Yeah, they can.
Yay!
So they're poisoned. So Sasha
Suckers.
and Rythus are
Poison
poisoned.
is brutal in 5e.
Yeah, it is.
Cool. It is gonna be doing a rotting claw. So he kind of like does that.
One more time, as some viewers might have missed it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Have it roll
Thank
for
you.
it.
But because you failed as well, they have to do another Constitution save if they fail. So I'm going to go
If
to
you
Adam.
hit, right?
Sorry.
If
Oh
you
yeah, if I hit
right?
it.
Yeah.
So that is. Yeah, I mean, I rolled a 17.
Okay, yeah. They also fail because I rolled the con. So Adam fails.
Cool. So 1d6, 6 plus 3, so 9, plus another 3 is 12 slashing damage.
Oh, okay.
And then he's paralyzed.
Okay.
Y'all don't need Emma and Elijah.
No. I think that's all you've got for your turn, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Emma and Elijah, though, as you see an undead monstrosity thing begin to attack these 3 plate-armored spawns of vampires, all of which you know to be Sasha, Adam, and Rythus, Emma, you and Elijah rush into the room, getting next to Ashrin, so that you're kind of up against with them. As Adam is currently lunging, trying to get past Ashrin through Sasha, you see them regenerating from the blows that they've been dealt. Adam kind of stops in place as he's barely able to move and put his fanged claws out. But Rythus is also going for Winter. What are you and Elijah doing? He's going to follow your lead.
Emma's gonna look over to Elijah and just do like a head nod as Emma removes the clasp of her holy symbol, and then she is now gonna hold it out. And as she does, is going to channel divinity, turn undead.
I'm going to do the same then with Elijah, and both of you are going to do your make undead run away from you thing. So they got to make 2 saves, and one of them is poisoned.
Yeah, I was gonna say poisoning. Oof.
And the other is
man.
paralyzed.
Can he run away if he's paralyzed?
I don't think so, but he'll be very scared while he's paralyzed. DC 15?
Wisdom.
Out of curiosity. So, okay. Okay, it actually mattered that both of you did it. So, one of them, so Rythus is scared not only of yours, but both of your holy symbols. Adam is just scared purely of yours, as both of you, your symbol begins to glow a deep...
Yeah.
Oop,
A deep purple, as well as all of the green on Emma immediately shifts to like this amethyst purple, including like the colors on the horns, her eyes, everything just shifts to this like purple arcane energy.
As the room suddenly changes from St. Patrick's Day to Halloween, it is far scarier in there for Rythus, though you think as vampire spawns they would be totally fine with it. Rythus is terrified. You can see that traditional fright of a vampire looking up at a holy cross, and all you can see is desire to get out of this area in his eyes. You see the same fear in Adam's eyes, but Adam seems to be unable to move and act upon this. Rythus, however, is going to sprint his full sprint to get away, and he's going to jump out the window. In doing so, Ashrin, you will get to make an attack of opportunity against him.
Let's go.
Actually, so will the undead guy, and so will Elijah. So let's all three make attacks. And Sasha, because you commanded her to attack.
Oh yeah.
So I'll do the Sasha one.
14.
Okay. 14 doesn't hit. 17 is what's needed.
Miss.
But Sasha and Elijah hit.
21.
21.
Hang on.
Do I get one too? No,
You
I'm
wouldn't,
not
you're far
near
away,
it.
yeah.
I can't get opportunity attacks and also not get hit. That's not how stuff works.
They figured out that whole balance thing for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's your damage for your attack there, Brie?
Oof. 7.
Okay. As Sasha slashes once with her longsword, cutting into the back of Rythus's calf as he jumps out the window, the putrid horror that you've created claws against his thigh, pulling heavily down against him. He is going to make a con save. He does pass that one. But then Elijah, as he's running too, Elijah takes flips his longsword around and hits him with the blunt end of it. And you see a jet of flame come out the red pommel in the end of his longsword. As with that attack of opportunity, Elijah will smite. Why not? As you see Rythus take huge chunks of damage. But vampire spawn are actually pretty quick. And he bolts out of there into the streets and goes running off towards the gateway. So currently, Elijah, Emma, Ashrin, Winter, Winter's pet, and Ashrin's pet, Sasha, stand around a paralyzed Adam. You have free action now. We'll consider combat suspended until you decide what you want to do with this paralyzed version of Adam.
Yes.
And Emma, do you have any books about these creatures or what they've become in your ring library? Is there any way for us to make Sasha again and Adam again?
I have no idea.
Ashrin, being that you're a paladin, you and Elijah can roll on that. And then you were going to say something. What were you going to say? Roll me a religion check.
So while that was happening, I would probably just religion 11.
Okay.
I probably just step on like his sternum.
Mhm.
Probably step on his. I know he's paralyzed, but
Just like
just
push him over and step on him.
Oh, yep,
Okay, go for it.
yeah. Push him over, step on him on his sternum, and then point my rapier to his neck, just in case he does somehow move. And I just keep it there as a defensive measure, and an 11 on that religion.
Elijah seems to know, or at least talks with the confidence of a man who knows. Ashrin, you've never dealt with vampires before, though you have dealt in blood arts. It's always been sacrificial, where vampires would consider that a waste of a meal. So you're not too familiar with vampirism. But Elijah speaks. They're gone. Spawns of a vampire devil. Stick your rapier in his throat and be done with the lad.
I look to the rest of the party.
Go ahead, give a stab. I'm ready. And Emma's just gonna start like channeling this purple flame in her hand.
I look to Winter.
Can we at least wait to talk to Ordell? I know that, he might have some opinions on us just ending Sasha's life for good. And Adam, obviously. Sorry, Adam. It feels like I'm not giving Adam his, but also like you, I say. Pat him on the head.
Emma shrugs.
I'm going to name characters all after people very dear to you, so it's very hard to kill them. A man on the street with a flintlock points to your forehead. He said, "My name's Loki. Prepare to die."
No.
Bye.
Elijah spits in
Can
the
I
ground.
please veto my children's names? That seems too far.
Sorry, it's how the dice roll. You know,
Have you not?
I don't
met
make the
Ryan?
rules. I don't make the rules. Elijah spits in the ground. She's not who she once was. You don't belong here with us.
No offense, Elijah, but you seem to have very, very strong views on the undead and whether or not they deserve to be here. So maybe we should just table this for the moment. Is there some way that we can bind them or something? At least then they can't do any more harm.
He kind of leans up against the guard of his longsword, just barely able to really stand and hold himself after the beating he took. He says, "You bind him at your own risk. You can throw him in the dungeon, but I was deceived before with Ignis. They say we burn
Well-
him."
We
Oh,
could
but you
throw-
just want to burn everyone.
We could throw one of them into the ring at least.
What? Elijah, unfamiliar with the concept.
You know, the ring I go in and out of, Elijah. I'm sure you've seen it. Anyways, we could throw one of them in there.
Ashwin, how long can you keep Sasha like this, friendly?
If I remember correctly, it's about a whole day.
Well, why don't we just scoot Adam into the ring and then we go find Dordell?
Adam seems to struggle against his paralysis, still remaining paralyzed, but you're not sure that that would last forever.
Poke the rapier just a little bit deeper into his neck. Don't pierce any skin, but instill more fear in him.
Ryan, in my adolescent reading up on vampires, how much do I know about
Roll a
vampire
history
lore?
for me.
I don't think I was reading the right kind of books.
Quit reading Smut, Winter.
Stop reading Smart Winter. Apparently, if we just make out with them a bunch, then no. I rolled a 7 plus 8.
So you're
So
probably
what's that?
deeply familiar with vampire
Okay.
lore based on your role last time with Ignis. However, these are vampire spawn, and why would you ever read a book about the secondary character? You've always been focused on the vampires themselves. You know they can create spawn, but you don't know what spawn's capabilities are.
Okay. Do I know how I would bind or restrict a vampire?
You would imagine the same as you would a normal person, though they are quite strong and could probably break out of weaker bonds.
We could remove their hands, and then there's less to struggle with, and then later on I could reattach them.
Oh, it might be a little bit difficult to tie them up or use, any kind of shackles or anything
Well, you
because
see, no,
the
I
hands usually
actually-
keep them there.
Oh, no. I actually have books involving.
Go on.
It could work.
That sounds. I mean, I'm all for testing the limits of what is capable with flesh. However, that sounds a little grotesque if we're going to try and. I mean, if we are
Well,
able to
a
somehow
thought.
get her back, maybe she might not be too thrilled with the fact that her hands have been removed.
I was just a
It's-
thought. Just a
Well,
thought.
I appreciate it, Emma. Does that sound like something that may have happened in old Korra? Removing undead's body parts?
You're asking Emma?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea. I've never been to Old Core.
Have I said the wrong name of a place?
No, Emma's just not from here.
Oh. Okay. let's keep our hands on. Is what I like. Okay, just can you get Adam in the ring? Do we need to tie him up if he's in the ring?
Well, we have to find XC first to get one of them in the ring.
You are talking and deliberating. Adam seems to finally break free of his temporary paralysis, and he grabs up at the blade of the rapier in lightning-like reflexes. Oh,
Can I use my spell now?
Oh,
Do you push inward, Ashton?
I feel like reactionary. I would.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna say you get an auto crit because it's already on his neck. So you can roll damage, and if you wanna, if you wanna smite it, you can.
No, I don't think I would smite it. I
Oh,
would.
but smite crits are so good, Ashrin. Imagine vaporizing him with 4d8 with a level 1 spell.
I
It would
forget.
really.
68. He's undead.
And
Oh God!
I also forget that I can do smites after the roll, right? I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
you're gonna hit. This is an auto crit because he's down and you have your rapier at his neck. So this is an auto crit
Uh-huh.
for you.
It's totally not being a guy while he's down, but you know, he kind of did almost try to turn me. So let's do that first. So that is first that's 20 just from the wait. It's six. Yep. Go ahead.
Is it?
Okay, just 20 from the rapier.
Okay.
And then I'm going to
68 radiant.
Are you doing first level smite?
Ye-
Oh
no, I only have one more first level slot, but I have 3 second levels. So you know what?
Might as well do 8d8 radiant damage.
Might as
on
well
Adam.
do.
Look, if
that.
you're gonna kill your self-insert boyfriend's character, you gotta really kill him.
True.
You know what? It was chat that decided the name. I remember that. I didn't answer. Okay, 8d8. Wait, is it really? Oh, okay. Okay.
It's such a joyous kill for her.
2, 3.
POV your Adam.
As Ashrin looks directly down at somebody who looks
Oh
God.
No, that's why I said POV your
Oh,
Adam.
gotcha. Looks directly down at somebody who looks remarkably like a man named Adam that Jackie knows. She thinks, what a gorgeous looking human. Such a shame. She
Such a shame
She-
as I hit him for 12, 19,
8d8.
20, another 39 points.
So
You guys know that there already is sound effects in the game that Ryan applies, so you're just doubling down.
Oh, absolutely.
You gotta double down.
So 59 total.
59 total. Well, I would assume if his body is unable to move, then he wouldn't have been able to regenerate during that time, or else he'd be back at full health. So, as Adam grabs the rapier, you can feel him jerk it to the side as if he's to pull it away, as his fear is still prevalent towards Elijah and Emma. Trying to pull it away just to run and get out. You can feel him kind of move a little bit with his foot on the floor, but in an effort to both pin him to the ground harshly and where he moved his rapier, you hit directly center mass right on his throat. And as you do so, you push it down into the wood, and some of the red energy from Sasha nearby you pull with your hand and slam further into the rapier, and you can hear the weight and the bending of the wood underneath Adam from the floor as the red energy seeps through his veins, and Adam tries to cry out, but there is nowhere for the wind in his voice box to go, as suddenly Adam turns into a pile of ash before you.
Try to bite me again. And I just, get out the ash, clean it, and then put it back in its silt.
Oh, I don't think he's going to bite you, Ashrin. I guess we don't have to put Adam in the ring now.
Take an inspo, Ashrin, because that was cool. Ashrin gets her inspos by doing cool stuff.
Emma is just going to dissipate the spell she had. And all of her arcane colors and things return back to green.
Sorry, he moved.
Yes, he twitched. I saw it.
No, he was gonna bite me again. Us again.
We should go find the others.
Yeah.
Elijah slumps down next to the wall. He says, do the same thing with her. we'll be better off for it. As you see, y'all have done a sizable amount to Sasha. Sasha was barely hanging on there, but as she's under your control, you can see her kind of moving, twitching her neck, and all the slices and pokes into her. She's regenerating the damage that has been done to her as her skin kind of seals itself back up with a body glue.
Are we in a house? Like, is there like
you're still in the house, and Winter's undead zombie is still there with you.
Is there like a kitchen in this house? Is
Yeah.
that like what that means?
It would be like right as a main part of the living room that you're in. The back area is where the mother and two daughters you saw that were knocked out and being drugged by the vampire spawn. They remain at the back, but up towards the front is the kind of living room kitchen area.
I look to the rest of the party and I'm just like, so I haven't really done this, and I point to Sasha before, and I kind of want to see something. I know, Elijah, you kind of want to do the same, but Sasha, can I have a cup of water?
You see her kind of struggle against the will that you're dominating her with before she walks over to the cupboard and begins looking and finds a small clay cup with the basin nearby. She dips down, picks up some water, and hands it over to you. Here, for you.
Thank you. Okay, I mean, this is kind of nice, you guys.
I don't like this.
It's kind of cool.
Mm,
Do you remember how much of a bitch she was?
I do, but I don't like this. Because if you can do that with her, you can do that with me, and I don't like this.
You're not undead.
I mean, I think she can do that with
Emma
anyone.
just like goes, what? This is news to me. Elijah, did you know I'm not undead?
I had my fill of undead.
Miraculous
bits, but
day.
you're all right. Thank you for earlier.
Just drink my water,
Um,
enjoying it.
Is there any way, like, what if you just did a little heal? What if we healed her? Does that work?
Does it work, or is it the same thing where we had to hurt you when you were undead to heal you?
Do not, Sasha says, do not hurt me. You can sense a bit of her personality peeking through your control, but she is straining hard.
Oh, Sasha, we want to make you better. Do you know if there's a way for us to make you better?
I don't want to be better.
I know, but if hypothetically you did, what would we do?
I don't know. This is my first day.
Are you liking it so far?
I've had better.
Mm.
Oh, it's Sasha's day. That's kind of cute.
Sorry, that got me.
Oh no.
So shall we find Ordell and XC and figure out what to do with? I know Elijah's vote so far is super kill her, which is
Yes.
thank you for that contribution. But should we maybe go and see what everyone else thinks? Is Ritter with us? He's not, is he?
Astra,
Oh no, he's not.
He
if
would
I
not allow
injure
me.
her, does she stay under your control?
I remember from my studies correctly, I think she does.
Because she's healing, and when you lose that control, inevitably, we're gonna have to deal with a healed one of her.
Right. So you saying like this,
Instead of-
and I get my raper gonna give her like a paper cut.
Oh,
Oh, you're gonna regret that as you see her arm immediately heal back up.
That's you're right, Emma. That's a good point.
Because I can just take care of this now as Emma holds up her finger as odd radiant black light is as much of an oxymoron as that sounds, emanates from the tip of her finger.
I mean,
is
I looked-
that kind of borderlining on torture?
I mean-
No, I just would outright kill her, and then you can say it's my fault to Ordell if Ordell gets mad.
Oh, okay. So we just don't want to try and hold on to. I mean, what if it was Ashrin? Would you just kill Ashrin if she was dead? If she was a vampire now?
Emma kind of like nods a little bit. From what Elijah said, once your vampire spawn, there is nothing more to it.
Well, if we
Elijah.
were
Oh,
to
actually, I need.
At the end of the day,
Nope, never mind. It's all the low perception people in this room. Continue talking.
Oh
At the end
no.
of the day, she's going to lose control of Sasha, and we're gonna have to deal with it either now, when she doesn't have all her health to her, or later when she has all of her health.
Well, we know that she's got at least a little while, so why don't we just go and just really quickly talk to Daddy Ordell and see how he feels, and then maybe at least we can do something to like so she isn't trapped in this in between place. Even if we do kill her, maybe you can do that thing where people feel good about being dead, you know?
As you wish. Emma's gonna help Elijah get up.
Elijah says, "Give me a moment. I'll go talk to your friend. I just need to think about what's happened. I'll join you in a moment."
If I come back and you are a vampire spawn, I will kill you too. Just so you know. Good day.
He pulls his collar aside. "I haven't been bitten."
Not yet. So be smart. And Emma's gonna leave.
He kind of cocks his head towards you as Emma walks out. Ashrin and Winter, are you following?
I tell Sasha to go first, and so kind of have her lead the way and have the rapier right behind her neck at us.
Of
Defensive
course.
distance?
Happy to do so as she walks along that eastern wall on the quarry over towards the kind of governing building. Winter, are you also going?
Yeah, I'm gonna go as well.
Winter, Emma, and Ashrin. Actually, I do have a question. Winter, do you bring your undead companion or leave it in the room?
How long has it been?
I'd probably say about 5 minutes at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've got this bad boy for another 55 minutes.
Probably better that the wife and 2 daughters don't wake up and see their husband horribly disfigured anyway, right? Probably best to get it
Oh,
out of there.
are they still alive?
They are. They're unconscious, but Elijah is there, and you all are walking towards the building. As
Okay, Elijah, are you going to help these people? I thought they were dead. But I'm not very perceptive, so
yes, we hope he is. As Winter, Emma, Ashrin, undead companion, and second undead companion are walking towards the main building, you hear a loud gunshot as you look in and see fire and smoke coming out the large open front doors. You're kind of at the side and can't really see inside, but the bullet didn't come out like the shots you saw earlier. XC must be fighting something inside before you immediately hear another gunshot go off inside there. You begin to hear yelling that you can't quite make out from Ritter. Seems to be yelling something pretty frantically. What are the three of you doing?
I'm gonna run.
rushing. I like kind of pat my leg and be like, "Come on, let's go, come on!" And like, calling my undead.
Is it? Yeah, it just shambles and follows along. Ashrin, Emma.
All right, Sasha, let's go and follow.
Sasha begrudgingly begins to jog and sprint following behind you. Emma?
Emma's already been running.
Okay. All of you go rushing towards as Ordell. You have just been shot in the shoulder. XC stands there and you hear as all three of you rush up now to the bottom of the stairs as you see Ritter saying, "No, I think that is Ordell." As you see a small child, a young man with flaming red hair and runes mimicking that Ordell had before, a similar skin tone and somewhat similar attire, though Ordell's was tattered and old, lying on the ground with a bullet hole in its left shoulder. It seems to have been a glancing blow, more of a warning shot than anything, as XC looks down over at Ritter and says, "Come again? That is not Ordell. Look at him. He is small. before Ritter says, No. Look, you see the pile of ash? Ordell was on fire before. I think something's happened there. You said you are Ordell, right?
Yes, that's me.
Quickly, before he shoots you again, what happened?
Oh God. I died a long time ago, and the zombie thing, that was a shell or whatever. I was asleep for a long time. It's me, XC. It's me.
That does not compute. You are taller and half giant, I believe. Your voice is deeper, your face different. You are not Ordell.
At this point, seeing the others come near the stairs, I think, like Ordell, like probably assuming the same from everybody. Ordell's gonna just like control the sconce and make just like a big like blast of fire so people turn, and he's gonna just try and run down like a corridor so he doesn't get shot again.
Yeah, Ordell, you quickly create a burst of flame. Emma, Winter, Ashrin, you all walk up to the top of the steps as XC quickly does a head turn, and by the time you turn around, a huge kind of jet of flame, and you can just hear the footsteps of Ordell run back towards the rooms that you were all in previously. Everyone kind of covers their face to block the heat, but you do see Ordell running away as XC kind of struggles for a moment before he says, I am confused. Should I follow and shoot?
Did we hear all of that conversation?
Yeah, you did. You were at the bottom of the stairs and like getting up to the top as you kind of saw and heard this approaching very kind of cautiously. Ordell asks the three of you and Ritter, should I shoot?
Emma, can we play Truth or Dare again?
Sure, but give me a moment. And Emma off into the ring for a moment.
XA, don't shoot, not until we know what's happening. Ritter, is that really Ordell?
Ritter's like, Ordell was on fire. You all saw it, and he went up to the seat while we were killing. Speaking of, he looks to Sasha, kind of looking at you. Are we safe? As he kind of goes to grab a arrow.
Yes, we are not important right now. I'm sorry. What
Okay.
about Ordell?
He was aflame as he went up to the seat. We were firing at entities, and then we turned around, and Ordell was gone. There was a trail of ash, and that young man was there with hair like fire. I don't know what happened. He claims to be Ordell. You heard him. He said that before, and then XC turned around and shot him. He is... I truly think he is Ordell, XC.
Emma's gonna pop out. And she now has a silver-colored shield on her forearm in the shape of a crescent moon. And it seems to have a curved blade like sickle that's made into the shield as she pops back out. And Emma's going to start making her way down that hallway where this child just ran.
Yeah, Winter's gonna run after.
Same.
Ritter just says, wait here, XC. Guard us, will return. Ritter's going to follow the same thing. As this undead abomination. You see XC eyeing your creation, Winter, and Sasha heavily as you all rush down the hallway. Ordell, there were 4 rooms, Ritter, yours, and XC's, the ladies' room, and 1 unused room. Where did you go?
I think Ordell's just gonna go to his own room right now because that's the one he knows best, and he's just gonna close the door. And actually, no, he's gonna go to Ritter's room because he knows the window's popped. So he's gonna go there and just like brace himself on the ledge in case he needs to get out of there.
Okay. Let's see. Welcome to the.
And I think he would. I'm gonna as Ordell's running, getting more comfortable with like his form. He emulates, and instead of just this ashy child, he fully illuminates and ignites. And I'm gonna use Step of the Wind, so he runs like he is gone. As just like small trails and sparks and things are on the ground. Yeah.
Winter, Ashrin, and Emma roll perceptions for me as you're running down the hallway.
Which?
Natty 20. right?
Oh, 17.
22.
22. All of you notice the footprints of ash where Ordell ran from his ashen form, leaving soot across the stone floor as he ran. Even the handle that he touched was covered in ash from where he opened the door quickly and closed it. It's very obvious that he went into Ritter's room.
I'd like to walk up to the door and just like gently tap and Ordell?
Ordell, did you leave the window and bolt, or are you still in the room?
Ordell's like sitting on the windowsill, one leg out, like
Okay.
basically like kid about to get caught, like run, like going to a party kind of thing. Like Ordell is ready to leave.
Then you do hear Winter.
Ordell, it's Winter. Can I come in?
As long as you're not going to shoot at me.
Oh, I don't have a gun.
Xy's not here right now.
Ordell sighs and kind of like slowly walks towards the door and opens it. Still like the flame on him is like still like it's this kind of like crackling like covering most of him, so he looks almost like a backed up cat if a cat was on fire.
I'm gonna like reach my hand out like I've done before and go to touch Ordell's face, waiting to see how he reacts to me coming closer.
I think Ordell, because of the nature of what he is, like kind of like winces at first, but then like upon like his face being touched, like Winter's hand is encapsulated in the flame on his body is this like not like natural looking flame. It almost looks like traditional like ink designs. It's very like fluid and colorful, and encapsulates her hands, but there's no like pain or anything. There's just like warmth. And his face feels like almost like touching like burnt charcoal. It is like sooty to the touch. And yeah, it's almost like molten rock.
I'm gonna kind of just cup his face and gently kind of lift his chin up a little bit so that I can look into his eyes, and try and maintain eye contact.
Almost instinctually, Ordell, as if you haven't felt any comfort in a long time in this form, or touch in general, as Winter kind of picks you up by the cheek. You kind of do that thing that puppies or small children do where you kind of lean into it. Winter, you can feel his weight press against your hand a little bit as his cheek kind of is caressed by your hand as you pull his head up to look him directly in the eyes. Roll me an insight, Winter.
That's a 6, but I want to use my inspiration.
Do it.
It's a 6. It's not him.
Okay, that's
Sasha, kill him.
It's like a Fiona scene, hand. Yeah.
21.
21. You recognize that glint. Though his form has changed, his irises remain identical. You see the same eyes that you saw before in your old friend Ordell.
You really are strange, aren't you, Ordell?
Yeah. I guess so.
Well, would you like to tell us what happened now?
Yeah. I was.
As Ordell, you say, you all hear a loud sound of a heavy log from inside the building fall as the tapestries and the wood inside were caught on fire, and nobody has done anything about the fire. It is spread pretty profusely throughout the building at this point.
Oh yeah, I
in the
did
rafters, and you hear a loud and thud.
You
as
guys
one log
continue the story, Ordell.
Is this a me problem?
I'll catch up. I'll go take care of this.
Let's do this together, as this is kind of my thing. And Ordell's gonna run out, and like while he's walking, basically like hands to the side, he's just gonna start absorbing the flame. And I'm using control flames, basically just douse everything in a 5-foot cube, just like snapping things out. Like, and yeah.
As you all follow the new Zuko out the building, kind of slowly walking and quizzically looking at this new capability that he must have had hidden inside of him all along. Ordell, you round the corner and see XC standing there waiting. XC looks towards you with deep intent, similarly to the way that Winter did towards your eyes. Before you hear him kind of, he twitches his head and kind of shakes it briefly. He says, "Does not make sense. Must calculate," before XC suddenly begins crumpling up and downwards. You kind of are afraid for a moment that he's breaking in some way, but the shapes begin to suddenly lock into place as XC crumples down into a square, maybe 1 foot by 1 foot, almost like a mashed, especially with all the rust on him, a junkyard mash of metal, as he kind of collapses inward on himself.
You better not have crushed my ring.
Huh.
You get no response from the cube.
The cube.
Hey, Alex is in
Didn't-
chat.
Hey,
Hey.
cube mode activated. Hey, Alex. Alex told me to go into cube mode, so this is not my doing. XC actually has a cube mode.
I didn't know he could. Cute. As Ordell's like still absorbing like the fire and stuff, and he's just like kind of looking at the cube now.
There seems to have been a heavy amount of damage done to the wood around here to make sure that this place will last a long time. Some repairs will need to be done, but you do pull much of the flame off. All of the tapestries in here are completely ruined. It's only the rafters that were still holding up from the flame. Most of the building is stone, but if those rafters all went, this place would probably start to collapse. So, being that you were able to control some of the flames, it does slowly pull inwards towards you until there is no flames left on the ceiling, just embers smoldering out on the edges of some of the rafter logs.
It's okay, I lied earlier to Ignis. I told him that he did a good job here, but this place is ugly. I hate it.
Fair. As Ordell goes to the window, and he like after just absorbing the flame, like he looks like there's just like this big glow, and he turns and just hands out, just all of the fire just bursts out and just goes out the window and disappears.
It flies upward like heat does as it rises and goes upwards into the sky, dissipating into a puff of smoke that quickly fades in the wind and the rain.
Ordell, that was really cool.
Thanks. Okay.
This isn't something you've always been able to do, right? And you've just been holding back, Ritter adds.
No. Well, when I was big, I guess I had a couple like those abilities of when I'd glow and stuff. That was similar to this, but I wasn't really all that. Well, I guess what can I answer questions? I don't really know where to start. As Ordell like kind of sits now, being like, oh god, there's like the two like lives just like merging right now, and he's just like, whoo boy.
Before we have all this conversation, Winter, I'm gonna go look for that book about vampire spawn. I shall return, and Emma's gonna into a ring.
Oh, just really quickly, Ordell. We brought Sasha with us, but she's not super Sashery anymore.
Yeah, she's more bloodsucky and under my control, so.
Ordell, you are quite a bit shorter now. What, you're 5 something, I believe?
Around like 5'4".
Okay, so yeah,
5'3".
Ordell is a short person, barely taller than Winter is. As Winter, you finally have a height appropriate friend. As Ordell, no longer are you looking down at Sasha, instead you look up at her, and though she is restrained, you see hate in her eyes as she looks back at you. You always saw disdain turn slowly into friendship, but now you see pure hate look at you.
That's I don't want to be the one to say, but that's not Sasha. We are all on the same page about that, right?
I am Sasha, you twat.
You were. You're whatever Ignis wants you to be.
Poser.
I knuckle bump Winter as she says that, but almost like Ordell, like knowing Ordell wouldn't do that, but suddenly like this kid is just like, heck yeah, and then it's just like, and he just kind of sits up right now, like kind of awkwardly being like,
Yeah, well, so we kind of wanted to get your opinion on what to do with her. Elijah said to just kill her.
I really did enjoy Sasha having her around because she was, I mean, someone who didn't like us was a good voice of reason to keep us accountable, but I don't
But
think
now
liability.
they want to suck our blood or turn us into one of them.
As you hear a loud come from the undead man behind you.
Ordell just goes like, "Jeez, was he standing there the whole time?"
Oh yeah. He's a little slower than us, so he's cool. He's fine. Actually, he's only going to be around for like a little bit longer, but
Okay.
Oh no, it'll be fine.
I just look Winter. It's not good. Like, but she's not that someone we could talk to give us a real answer. So I think I don't know how vampires work, and I don't think we can save her.
Ordell, I think you're right. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we should kill her before we did. But maybe we should. Maybe you're right. Maybe we should talk to her and see if she knows anything about, where Ignis might be or where all of the other thralls are going. Questioning, I think, is what people call it. XE might. He's a box. But what would XE do? I could make bracelets.
Ritter picks
Anyway.
up, and you see him investigating the cube that is XC as part of this conversation is happening.
How big is the cube?
It's about 1 foot by 1 foot. It's a big cube and quite heavy.
Right. Interrogating. Hey. Don't lie.
I
To Sasha.
wouldn't dare lie to you.
Right. Good. That's smart of you. Good choice. Okay. Sit. And I kind of put her in the middle of us.
She sits directly on the floor, cross-legged, as if waiting instructions.
So, Winter, this was your idea. Would you like to go first, or?
There's so many things that we have to do right now, because also, Ordell, I love the new look, but what the fuck? And a vampire creature, and also XC's a box. Like, which of these do we address first? Is Emma back, Emma?
Emma's in the ring, and so I have a question. Can I roll an investigation to try and find a book about either vampire or vampire spawn?
With the patrons that you have, I'd say yes, that your time there may have allowed you to have some vampire books.
Okay. I'm rolling the chonkers. Not bad. So 17 plus 2, so 19.
You do have a few, most of them speaking of legend and folklore, no direct anatomy or studies related to vampire, but you do have many stories that you might be able to glean some truth from. You roll investigation again if you want to try and find any specific information that you can look for.
Not as good. That's 16.
What are you trying to find?
Trying to find if, is there a way to turn vampire spawn back to their originality?
As far as the legends that you have and read, there doesn't appear to be any. Most of the limericks and rhymes that you find in old long-lost poems speak of, and then forever laid into rest. You find another one. Once again turned forever into a thrall of the great undead. It seems to keep mimicking this, but that is, again, all hearsay and legends. You know those to be exaggerations sometimes, so you don't have any definitive proof.
Emma's gonna pop back out of the ring and immediately have that black glow on her finger pointed at Sasha. I don't think that we're gonna be able to help.
Well, Odell seems okay with snuffing whatever is
Guiding
left
bolt
of
level
her.
2. As soon as I hear that guiding bolt level 2.
Okay.
Ooh.
As Winter says, he seems to be okay with snuffing. Emma, you say, great, as you pull out a spear of black lightning-like energy and throw it immediately into Sasha, who cannot move against, as Asherin has not commanded her to do so. The bolt skewers her through her kidney into the stone floor, dealing...
6, so 6 plus 5 plus 5, so 16, 20, and one more, 24.
That was a solid guiding bolt.
Yeah. Thanks to Paradise Made, Level Up Dice, Cosmic Dice, and me.
As you skewer her, she begins to glow with a radiant black energy. You hear her cry out, "Ah! If you're gonna kill me, just get it over with." As you
Okay, Sacred Flame.
I was gonna say Ordell's gonna now follow up, and his chest glows, and some of that fire. I'm gonna use the sweet my radiant sun bolts. So I'm gonna just shoot all 3 bolts that I do. And if she's not dodging, am I just rolling damage? It's all radiant damage.
Okay. So, pause there. My understanding is that Emma and Ordell have heard a command to end Sasha and are continually pummeling with magic until Sasha is done, correct?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. So Winter says, maybe we could garner some information, but Ordell seems to think snuffing, as Emma takes that as a cue to throw a bolt of energy. Ordell, following the cue, jets of flame pour out of Ordell's knuckles directly towards Sasha as you hear her cry out heavily in pain as Emma also creates a radiant flame beneath her seat, lighting her on fire in multiple ways, radiant and flaming energy. Winter, you kind of put your hand to your forehead.
Can I try and protest?
You can. I would say that you would have to protest pretty immediately, as both of them are unloading directly onto Sasha with radiant energy.
Guys, were we gonna try and find out what she knows about where Ignis is?
Emma stops for a moment.
Emma or Ordell, upon hearing this, either of you can push her over the edge and finish Sasha off, or you can wait, as Winter is asked.
Emma's gonna stop for a second.
Ordell's gonna stand over now with his hand glowing, even with this charm. There's no promise that she's gonna give us actual information. She and all of the other paladins didn't know anything.
Sasha, do you know anything? Can you tell us where Ignis is?
Through the screams from the fire that permeates her body and burn her skin, as she is stuck in a perpetual state of agony as her skin re-heals itself as she's continually burning, you hear a few words cry out through the screams, saying, "I only know to go to the fortress in the forest."
Works for me.
Okay, fortress in the forest. I guess.
And the last Sacred Flame.
Oh, okay. As she says, "I only know. I was instructed to bring someone to the fortress in the forest," as Emma says, "Good enough," as you hear, as she gets lit in a radiant flame, as Sasha turns to a salt and pepper ash on the ground before you. Asherin, you feel your connection fade as the red energy soaks back into your body.
Well, there goes that. That was fun while it lasted.
Any of you, religious folk, have anything you want to do to this pile of dirt so that our acquaintance Sasha isn't,
Okay.
damned.
Emma
So-
sits down on the ground and she'll do ritual general repose over the ashes.
As Emma, you sit on the ground, you pull out a small flame from your chest. As it turns from green to purple, you flick it over towards the ashes and it begins to swirl in a small bit of wind before the flame seems to seep into the ash and disappear. You're certain that nobody else will be able to turn this pile of ash into undead anytime soon. As also, Howling Darkness definitely gets a GFY for saying she's become Asha. As who do you want to give that GFY to, Howling Darkness? But continue, as she will no longer be able to turn undead.
We all look like shit, so everyone come gather around and have a seat. And Emma's going to do prayer of healing.
Can we do this in the kitchen here? I want to raid the pantry.
Okay, I was already sitting, but let me get up. And Emma's like cracking bones, getting back up.
You can snack again, Ordell.
Yeah, I've been missing that.
Well, you can sleep too.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for like the whole dream thing yet. I know I didn't like that much when I was little. Anywho, as Ordell like scoots down and walks, he's down the way, just doing like a little walk, but then he like turns around a corner, but then immediately turns the other way because he realizes he went the wrong way.
As you go into the room where you've seen people bring food from, off into where the kind of servants were before and where the Warforged have gone. Winter, you were going to say something?
Oh, I was just gonna say that I'm gonna follow.
Okay. Everybody following Ordell into the kitchen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You all follow, or as Ordell goes down the wrong hallway and immediately back to where they think the kitchen is. You notice that as you open this, there is a doorway on the bottom of a set of stairs. This set of stairs is not the same one Ashrin and Exy went up before. This is kind of the back set of stairs, but there's a doorway on the bottom that seems to swing open easily as if without a handle that you can only assume would be the kitchen. And you move your way onwards to where that door is. Opening it up, you see that there is a great mess left over from the feast the night before, as it seems Ignis did not instruct the servants to clean up, knowing what he had planned for the day. The kitchen is absolutely in shambles and barely has any food remaining, as most of it was used on that feast. Didn't plan on leaving anything for anybody else to have.
Ordell's just gonna start scrounging, and whatever I can find, if there's like some semblance of like leftovers and things, being it's another night, I'm gonna start using my utensils and stuff because Ordell had those, and my new feet. Chef, Ordell's gonna start making some neat treats and stuff.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation so we can see how much you find that is usable here. Normally survival for food, but this is kind of a city setting since you're in a kitchen.
Can I help out and try using prestidigitation to kind of clean some stuff up as we go, get some plates and things cleaned? Be assistant chef.
Oh, absolutely. Winter, as you're in here, the mess kind of messes with you as you walk along, casting prestidigitation, levitating some of the dishes back as they clean themselves in the sink. You kind of whistle as all the plates and dishes think that you are their guests and begin cleaning themselves up handily. As Winter is cleaning, Ordell, what was your investigation roll?
I only have a +1 still, but it was a 16 total.
16. You're able to find enough, probably 10 servings worth of small treats that would be things like dates and leftover salted pork like bacon to create some nice little savory appetizer type things.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna just use it, and so I could have. Did you say 9 or 10? Sorry.
10.
10? Oh, sick. Then yeah, I'm gonna make my. I'm gonna make 3 of my treats. Oh, I have enough to do all of them actually. That was. Oh wait, I think I'm short. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Oh yeah, okay. So I have one extra one, but I can only make 9 per day. But yeah, I'm just gonna make like 9 little nice meals. I'll give like 3 out, or I guess 4 out, because Ritter, Ashrin. I almost said Astrid. And Winter and myself.
It's a Viking now.
And then I will save. Yeah, I made them the special food, but I'll save the trades. And yeah, so
Ordell,
I
you
have
probably spend
6 meals
about
left.
20 minutes here in the kitchen just scrounging for food and then cooking up small, tasty morsels for people. During this time, there's a few stools and cook's chairs that would be in here where everybody kind of sits to allow you to do this and just kind of take a breath after seeing what all's happened. Not only taking a breath, but trying to rest in the case of Ashrin, who took quite a heavy blow there against all of the vampire spawns. While there's this kind of noise of just chef's knives and plates going on in the background, Ritter sets the cube down and sits nearby Winter, Ashton, and Emma and says, Is this really appropriate now just to eat? We haven't even checked on the town.
I mean, while it's not really.
Oh, so Ordell, you're in the middle of cooking, so he's talking to Winter.
No, I know. I like Ordell's like. Oh, he was to Winter. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was gonna say Ordell was looking over his
Yeah,
shoulder.
he's
Sorry,
trying
I
to
didn't-
talk like to them, asking like, is it appropriate that Ordell's doing this?
Look, I don't know if we're the best scale of what is and isn't appropriate. But it seems like Ordell's kind of been through a lot today. So if cooking is what he needs to do right now, then I'm okay with it. If you want to check on the town, I mean, we're not binding you here.
Of course, I just wanted to check on you all first, but if you don't want me here, I can go check on the town.
No,
Oh, come
Ritter.
on, emo boy. That's not what we're saying.
I'm not saying that
Ritter,
either. But
I'll the two of you stop. Ritter, I'll actually go with you because I want to go check on Elijah as well. But before I go, Emma's gonna take a lick of fire from her chest as it turns purple, and she just firmly plants it on Ashrin's forehead as she's gonna do a 2nd level cure wounds instead of the prayer healing, since it only looks like Ashrin really needs the healing.
how much do you heal for?
Dun, dun, dun. That's 6 plus 1, so 7 plus 4, 11.
Ashrin, as the flame seems to almost go inside your forehead, you feel warmth emanate through your body, and some of the cuts that were still slowly bleeding begin to heal themselves up and scab over before quickly fading and leaving just freshly sealed wounds. You're no longer bleeding actively, and a good night's rest will do you good to be healed back up.
All right, come on, Ritter. Let's
Yeah,
go
let's-
find Elijah.
Okay. Or Ritter gets up and walks out with Emma. He takes the cube and just kind of sets it in the chair he was in and gives it a quick spin as it's one of those like bar stools. That's when Ordell quickly says, but hold on, and hands over the...
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, he runs over with like a little like bun in his mouth, and he's like, "Don't leave him out your food." And then he goes back to cooking.
You
Also,
hand...
also,
Oh, go ahead.
Emma, just before you go, could you please get my little goblin bones out, please? Out of the ring.
Emma's gonna go over to this cube. I want to try and get the ring out of Exy.
Roll me an investigation.
Oh, Jesus. Let's try that again. There we go. That's only 13.
13. There are several compartments. It seems as XC turns into this cube-like form, it leaves most of the pockets and movable switches on the outside of the cube for people to still be able to access his goods. However, if there's so many in here, it would probably take you some time to find the ring. Do you spend a few minutes doing so?
No more than 10.
Okay, you'd probably be able to find it in that time. It does frustrate you, and it takes the entirety of the time. As Ritter is standing there about to go, he sits back down to eat the bun that Ordell gave him. He notices that you have one and kind of looks you up and down, wondering if you can eat at all, and eyes the treat that was given to you by Ordell, thinking he might take it for himself, but he leaves it, as what Ordell was made was quite
I
good.
have a treat?
Correct?
If I have a treat, I'm going to give it to Elijah. I'm not giving it to him.
Jakey, you gave Emma a treat, correct?
Yes, and also I misread my treat thing. I just realized that every time I do this, I make 4 plus my proficiency bonus for people.
Oh, perfect.
But we'll say for this one,
Well,
like I made the 9 things, but now I understand how this feat works.
No.
I'm dumb.
Remember, we are doing it also based on you have to have the stuff for it, so you have enough supplies for 10. So
Okay,
you'll need to
cool.
keep track of that. You tell me how many you made this time.
Cool. Yeah.
How many did you make this time?
This time, I'm gonna make the 6 I can with my things.
So you'll have 4 supplies left, and you'll need to start gathering more food if you want to make more treat type things. So yeah, you make 6. So that's enough for everybody, including Elijah already. But yeah, Emma, if you want to give Elijah 2, then you can.
Oh, well, I'll just give him 1 if I
The
go
Ritter
inside the
does
ring.
eye the one.
Emma's going in the ring. She's grabbing the goblin bones. Well, she's setting the ring. She's taking the ring out of Exy, setting it on the counter, going inside the ring, grabbing the goblin bones, taking them out, setting them on the counter, taking the ring, putting it on a chain again, putting it around her own neck. And then she sees Ritter eyeballing the second little bun and just tosses it to him. All right, let's go.
How many of the do I have the bones for all 3 goblins?
No, you would only have 1 left. For the other was pulled down into the abyss, and the other was squished by the rock. So you have 1 goblin bone set.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want more? I have more skeletons in there. I was going to use them for me, but if you need 1 more, I'll.
Well, I have, and then I'm guessing it's been about an hour, and my putrid
You'd still have a little bit of time if you want it to be an hour and want it to fall apart. Then it can be, yeah.
Well, I have him over here, but I should probably ask. And also his family is here. It might be a little bit insensitive for me to play with his body.
Okay, well, here's the goblin bones. Me and Ritter will be back. You.
Oh, if you have 2 more.
Emma's leaving out the door.
Also, Emma, I don't know if we've ever had you collect bones, and you haven't been able to leave the ring before this party, so I would say that you probably don't have any skeletons in there.
She has. 2. She collected bones.
Did you collect 2? Okay.
I have collected 2 bodies.
Okay, then that's just my not remembering. Right.
No, it's all good. Because the one I filleted all the flesh off of.
Oh,
so
that's
nice
right. I remember
bones.
that. Yay.
And we drank blood and
yeah, things that you do.
Yeah.
As Winter says, like playing with their bodies, Ordell leans to Ashen while he's cooking and goes like, "Are we doing like phrasing and jokes like that? Like, are we? Can I say that when people do things, or is that a? Should I give it a bit?
I mean, new bit, right? I mean,
phrase it! He shouts like down the hallway.
Ritter and Emma turn back as the door phrasing.
It was late, but it was fun. He goes back to cooking.
I would like to use. Is there any other dead people in like our vicinity? It was kind of like bad stuff happened, right?
Not in this kitchen. Most of that happened out in the town where they were collecting people. Most of the people in the keep were already a part of Ignis's plot.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will just use a 3rd level spell to animate my little goblin boy while we're hanging out.
Chat, remind me, which goblin is this that she still has? But while that happens, Winter is continually watching Ordell cook next to Ashrin. You see this small Hey Arnold like football head of goblin there with just a little bit of flesh missing off the side of its head. It's Brian. Yeah, Brian still exists. Skull showing. Most body parts still there, just a little bit of a chunk out of its elbow as suddenly it kind of pulls itself up by the chest And as soon as it like lands on the ground, the father figure collapses in a pile of ooze, guts, and bones next to the goblin as it looks down and says, "Ugh, ugh," and it like pulls its foot up as if to look that it stepped in something. Ugh.
I'm gonna scoop Brian up and give him a big cuddle and say, I told you. I couldn't put you back together just yet because these people didn't really like dead things, but now most of them are dead and the paladins are vampires, so I figured it was okay.
It kind of looks up at you with milky white dead eyes. You're not really able to get much behind there. There's not a thought behind those eyes, but he does kind of, as you command him, basically the ideal teddy bear. He leans into your hug. Though cold in your arms, it feels good to give the little guy a hug, and you know that he's comforted by it, though he may not show it.
Well, I did talk to him in the book and he said he wanted to come back.
He just
So,
wills
I
by at
genuinely
this point.
He is.
Oh yeah.
Can I will him to have his own will?
No, but he will still have his own personality, and as you give him his will, he may react differently and be sassy about it, or not, or be thankful. But he can't act of his own free will. You do have to command him.
I will share some of my bun with him, but only a little bit because I know he doesn't need it.
As he takes a bite into it with his massive goblin jaws, you hear it as there's a few holes in his body. You can actually hear the sound of the bun traveling down and splashing into the remains of his stomach acid. You hear.
Oh, Brian. Ordell, you look calmer now that you're cooking. That's good.
Yeah, well, Odell's cooking, like, he's, like, doing the whole, like, lighting things on fire, like, through his hands. It's very, like, something, like, natural, like, almost like Matilda scene. He's having a blast. And he looks over. Yeah, well, when I was not me, I was smaller, but one of my favorite things to do was to join people in the kitchen and cook and stuff, so it's fun to do it by myself.
Is this the first time that you've cooked on your own?
Aside from when I was big, yeah.
When you say you were big and you were small, what exactly do you... I mean, I know that you used to be, like, really physically big, but you seem kind of different, Ordell. What do you mean by small? Were you smaller than you are now?
Like the fire on Ordell like dies down a lot. So you can see like through the flame like a bald looking like a head that has runes and designs and things all over it. When I was big and through control flame, some of the fire that's cooking the food illuminates and shows that huge like monster Ordell moving through the fire. And then Ordell turns his head over, and as it shrinks, it looks to be like an actual child version of himself. And he says, my home collapsed on my dad and I when I was about 8. But I'm here now, so coping with that, and the fire reignites and he goes back to cooking, clearly avoiding like talking about things while Ordell like does the big like I'm grumpy walks away thing, like he is now being like huh.
I'm gonna try and help Ordell with some of the cooking, like maybe pass him some ingredients and things like that. Even if you're not big anymore, I'm super glad that you're with us.
Thanks. I still have the memories of both stuff. Like I remember when we were walking through the cold, and I don't think I can carry you in the Bjorn anymore. We could use it like a sled.
And that sounds really fun. It'd have to be snowing, which it is. I remember that. I have short-term memory loss. I
Ordell kind of pauses. I did for a bit.
yeah. But I guess, do you need to sleep now?
Yeah. I know I get tired. So while I was big, I think I followed the kind of rules of being kind of like Emma. But
Mm-hmm.
now, uh, so my dad was what's it called? And he's like kind of tapping and thinking. A mountain door, a Drugar. That's the word. And my mom was a fire giant, and um and so it's kind of that, and he kind of does like crossing of his hands. So I'm kind of like a person like you now, but I'm made of, and he just kind of like lights up his body. Um, so I
Winter's.
sleep.
I was just gonna say, Winter is going to try and really maintain concentration on the conversation that's happening, but very, very slyly pull out her book and like write off to the side. Like dwarf and fire giant question mark.
That man was a brave man.
and then
Respect the
fold
troops.
it back up
Yes,
and
no.
put it back down, but still like nodding and maintaining eye contact while scribbling down notes.
And Ordell, after a bit, is like kind of smiling, thinking about stuff, and then he pauses, and he's like, "When the stuff happened before I guess I went to sleep. I my dad said, that he was just glad he wouldn't see me grow up to be a disappointment. So that's the kind of relationship I had with him. But my mom was really cool. She was amazing. She was, I mean, and like Ordell makes like all the fire in the room just like huge, just like talking about like this like excitement. Like she was a real giant. She was strong, and she was always there for me. And she told me lots of stories, and she taught me like how to fight and stuff. And I miss them.
Do you know what happened to your mum? Was she there or in the house?
Um, about a year and some before, uh, um, the big stuff happened. I can't really remember all what happened. I just remember our house getting attacked. But um, I know she went away, and she didn't come back for some time. But I don't think it was. I don't know. My dad didn't really talk about it. So
I
yeah.
mean, maybe we could find her.
Ordell just like kind of like has like one of those little smiles. Um, that'd be cool. But it's been a really long time. I remember all of the lives and stuff I lived as, and the flames grow again to like encapsulate that like big Ordell shape. And yeah, there's a lot of good things I did all the times when I got knocked down, but there's also a lot of bad things. So that's kind of mixing up in my head, but I'm feeling better now, and it's weird for me catching up on. Ordell starts doing like some mental math. Almost over 500 years. I feel like I'm doing okay.
I think you're doing very well. You should be very proud. And also, these buns are delicious.
Thanks.
I mean these ones. And Winter like looks down. These buns.
Ordell like has like two in his cheeks as like Winter stops. He goes like, "I am too," and then
but if we can find your mum, maybe I can help you talk to her.
that'd be cool. Even, yeah, I guess you can talk to undead and stuff. I mean, if she isn't still alive with everything, everything gone, and I mean the whole world's kind of crazy. That'd be really nice. Um, I don't really know where she'd be, but we can look around and honestly, I guess I'm glad that I have answers because each time when I did fall, it was like everything was gone and reset, but there was always people following me, and they were kind of like the flame people, but not. Um, so that was weird, but I don't really remember them much.
Were they also vampires?
Not that I know of. I think Ignis was the first one I've ever met. A lot more metal than I think a vampire would be.
Yeah, I thought that they'd be like a little bit more, I don't know, sexy. But he was
Right?
just, yeah, I don't know what you would really do with that.
Machine.
Yeah.
Because when I think of vampires, I think of like, like those dudes that like an Ordell like makes his fire like go all wavy and stuff. And he's just like someone who's, come to my dinner party. Oh wait, he did exactly that. So the
He
fire goes
did.
back to normal. Huh.
I guess it was the metal that distracted us.
Yeah.
Speaking of metal, and I'm just like in the corner, just minding my own business, chewing on some buns. So Cube Man, XC, do you remember even meeting him?
XC, yeah, I remember XC. Um, I s- so I don't know much, like aside from when we traveled and stuff. But I remember when I was little, there was some like XC around, but they looked closer to the ones that Ignis had, but not the same. But I don't really know a ton about them. I just know that dwarves made them, and that was that. But I know XC's. Well, he shot me, as Ordell points at like a hole still in his arm. Um, but I mean, he's not like bad. I think I don't know. I just want to be able to free him. It seems like there's someone behind that, you know? Maybe I'm wrong, but
As much as he doesn't want to believe it, I think so too.
Also, Odell, XE only listens to people of a certain rank, right? Which Ordell was the one that was high enough up for XE to listen to?
oh me. Yeah,
Are
with
you
my
a,
dad being dead, I'm a king now.
wait, like an actual king?
I mean, of a place that's gone and dust, yeah.
Wow, we really do need to get you that crown.
Ordell like pulls out the crown that he was given earlier. But this time he like holds it in his hands and starts bending the metal and warping it, so it changes and then fits on more like instead of the huge one, like the gaudy one he was given, just like more like a little headpiece.
As
Breaks
you
pieces off.
also, out of your pack, pull the large cape that was given to you for men the size of Ignis
Oh
and
heck
Ordell.
yeah!
And
Absolutely through the wild things,
100%
or where the wild things are. This
trails behind you, almost like a bride's, not veil, but dress. There's a solid 2 feet of material that rolls on the ground
Train.
behind you as walk. A train, that's it. If you want that to fit better and not look where the wild things are, you will have to get it hemmed at some point.
Oh yeah, Ordell's right now walking around, and now like with his food and stuff, he's just like making like images in the fire of people, and he's being like, "You shine my shoes," and he's just like kind of goofing around for a little bit.
Winter's gonna like go over to Astrid and then just kind of like scoot up next to her and go, Did Odell get kind of hot?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You're muted.
I mean, his head is literally on fire. Yeah. Oh. I mean,
he's an actual king.
right. So the status and the look is what makes him hot? Or
Well, I mean,
Mm.
his head's on fire, right? Anyway, I
right,
guess
right.
no, yeah.
How many fan fictions are you already starting in your head about?
I have some notes.
I would like to see them later. I mean, no, n- no competition. I'm not really
I
feeling it,
mean,
but
I think it's a bit weird if any of us try and date Ordell, right?
he's
That's
like
weird.
really old, anyways.
Yeah,
So
you are more suited to older men, right?
I mean, Winter and Ordell have never been closer to the same age. I think Winter said she was 18 as well, correct?
Winter's 19.
19, yeah. Ordell said he was around 18 or 19, just throwing that out there for the world to think about. And while the world thinks about that, it is 7:52. Why don't we have a little 8-minute break? We'll come back at 8 o'clock. So we'll be back in 8 minutes. If you haven't entered the giveaway yet, make sure you do so that you can win that token to give something soon. So we'll be right back in just a few minutes. See you all soon. BRB. Welcome back from the break. If you didn't enter the giveaway, too late, but that's okay. We have a second one coming up tonight. Drew, why don't you go ahead and tell us who won this giveaway? Her.
Aloof's a fool.
Aloof is a fool. Are you here in chat, Aloof is a fool? Because your mystery token, first of all, congratulations. But your mystery token, I thought we would be generous this time and allow you to choose a player who is going to roll on the magic item table, and they're going to get some magic items today. So this is actually a very good thing to give people. So you can give it to any one of the players, or you can give it to Ignis if you really want. I mean, that would be kind of fun too. And I'm going to ask you to pick a letter.
Fun.
Hey, cursed? Are the magic items cursed? Because it doesn't sound like you would do something this nice for us.
Hey, I do nothing but nice
I'll
things.
take cursed magic items. Why not?
I do nothing but nice things, personally. So, yes, Aloof is a fool. Tell me which player, and then I'm going to have you pick a letter between A and G. The reason being that will determine which table I'm using. And after I'm done with this, I will let you all see which table I'm using, because I found it online and I kind of like it. So, need a player and a letter. Can I think about it? Yeah, you totally can. You just tell me when. We do want to do it tonight, though, and then we'll do the second one. This token is going to be used again tonight, so there will be 2 magic items given. You just got to tell me which character is going to get the magic item, and which one is going, and a letter. So I need to know that, and then I'll put the link to the thing in so that you can all see the tables that I'm using afterwards.
Second giveaway is going as well. So
Boom.
go ahead and enter.
Go ahead and enter that second giveaway as we continue right back. Emma, you and Ritter, as the kitchen doors kind of close behind you, you just hear kind of a deep and heavy sigh from Ritter as he throws his bow on over. He hasn't unstrung his bow yet, still kind of weary for the day.
That I told you so feeling. It's pretty strong, isn't it?
Not for the reasons I'd want to say I told you so. I didn't trust the paladins, but not because of this. I just didn't trust the paladins. So,
To be fair, I mean, I too thought they were in some kind of crazy cult, so I mean, you know how I felt about this. I didn't want to be here either, but you know, if one of the party needs to do something with their past, I suppose we have to do that.
we have some good grounds to vote to get out of here now.
Yeah, absolutely. I ended up finding this, and Emma's gonna reach down and pull out the scroll and look at the scroll she picked up off the ground.
Do you want to unfurl it? As you take a look at the scroll, there is a symbol in the wax. The wax is a light pink wax with a symbol of an hourglass on it.
I'll have to play around with this later and see if I can figure out what it is, and Emma's gonna put it back. And
You don't open
she's
the
gonna.
sealed scroll.
No, I don't open the seal yet. I don't think it's the right time to do it. So she'll put it back and then kind of fiddle with her shield that she's just got back on. I forgot I had this. Used to be good in a fight.
It's just a shield? Not just, it's a shield?
It's a shield that'll keep me safe, and I can actually feel like I can cast magic now while using it. So this is helpful. It'll help protect me better than what I could have before.
Good. Well, seems like we're going to need that. Let's go see what Elijah is doing. Hopefully he's all right.
I'm sure he is. I know just as much as Ordell has gone through stuff, I'm sure Elijah is also dealing with the fall of everything he thought he knew. So
as you and Ritter step towards the steps on the front door, I think he's dealing with it already. As
oh no.
you look out, there is a crowd gathered around Elijah, who has stepped atop a barrel and seems to be addressing them at the far end of town. There's maybe a couple hundred people here looking up to Elijah, many of them wounded, some of them covered in blood, though maybe not wounded, all kind of gathered towards that front gate there. You can't hear what he's saying from this distance as he's on the other side of the quarry, but he seems to be addressing the crowd in a large fashion. You can hear that most people are pretty quiet and seem to respect what he's saying as he's talking to them. This is very good or very bad?
I feel like it's good on our part as well. At least, I should say. He did have a fondness for us, at least, and we didn't turn on him. I feel like I can help some of these people, at least.
Then let's go see if we can help some more.
Emma's going to start as she's walking, preparing Prayer of Healing. She's got 2 slots left for that, so
okay,
that's what because I think you can do up to 10 with Prayer Healing, right? Or is it 6?
I want to say it's 10, but it could be wrong. I'll have you check it
6.
as we get there. Oh, 6.
It is.
I am wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Pause. Aloof as a fool did pick. Picked you, Emma, and picked letter F. So, Emma, go ahead and roll me a D100.
I'm scared.
Chat, I'll go
51.
ahead. 51. Interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in there in the chat for everybody to see where I'm pulling this from.
Aloof.
This seems to be the table. We're all going to do F from here forward. That way, now that you've seen what it is, people can't be like, G, go for G, because the higher the number, the better. So with a 51, Emma, as you and Ritter are walking, you walk by that same wizard that you saw before with the scroll in his hand. He doesn't appear to have gotten better. There is still the stab wound in his shoulder. Blood profusely poured out onto the ground. He's dead as dead gets. But in his other hand, you notice that must have been trampled upon and buried deep in the mud from the rain. As it is still raining, though much lighter than it was before, there's a staff that seems to have buried itself in the ground. You kind of accidentally step on it as you look down. A small wooden head of an adder pops up on one end of the staff.
Oh.
Reach down.
I'm gonna, pick it up.
Pick it up. A very petrified gray wooden staff. Roll me an Arcana check.
Can do.
Let's Google what an adder is and
Okay, 21.
21, solid. As you take a look at this, correct me if I'm wrong. Adder is a snake, right?
Correct.
Perfect. That's
It
what I
is
was thinking.
a very deadly snake.
I couldn't remember entirely.
I'll put it to you this way: the main adder that most people know of is the death adder.
That's what I thought and was thinking, but I was like, I don't know if this is correct or not. But the
I'm more
staff that's
familiar with Blackadder.
oh yeah, Australia. I guess that makes sense. This Greywood staff is straightened all the way up to the top before it begins to swirl in an almost S-like pattern before curving out, and the head of a snake is painted black on the end with a deep, deep onyx eyes. You're not entirely sure what the staff is or does. Did you roll that Arcana check for me?
Yeah, that was 21.
21, okay. I am pulling up Staff of the Adder myself because we did a random table and I'm not entirely sure what Staff of the Adder does. This was a risky calculation on my part. But
I don't think it's going to be that OP.
okay. As it pops open, it's really struggling on the internet here figuring out what this
I'll put it to you this way. It's an uncommon.
Okay.
It turns into you can turn it into a snake, right? And then you have like a snake creature that fights for you.
Oh,
yeah,
that's what it
it
looks
just
like.
I know it aggravates me because it says poisonous snake, and snakes aren't poisonous; they're venomous.
No, this one, if you eat it, you die.
This one's a poisonous snake, yeah.
It's just a giant gummy worm snake, in fact.
Gummy worm laced with cyanide.
Eat it, 3d6 poison damage.
Right. So you pick up the staff. It doesn't appear that the user is using it anymore. This could be yours now if you'd like for it to be.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You quickly kind of magic the mud and grime off of the staff as Ritter looks at you with a... Really?
Hey, no judgment.
Okay.
He wasn't going to use it.
Fair enough. I just thought we'd wait until at least bodies were moved, but fine. As
I'll come back and I'll gender repose him. I'll make sure he can't come back and then, come after me for taking his staff.
Oh, good. That's not... I didn't have that worry, but now I do. Good. As the two of you walk up, you slowly begin to hear more words and kind of make out what Elijah is saying. Through his gruff tone, he's mostly reassuring the town that things are bad, obviously, but they have been handled to the best that they can. He's also not lying to them. He says, I don't know what's gone on here. Oh, we were all tricked, myself included. I should have seen through it. I shouldn't have let him come in. I believed his words as we all did. And I found myself believing the lies of a trickster, and I shouldn't have done it. I'm sorry. I can't say any more than I'm sorry. All of the paladins here, I brought them to him, and all I can see, I'm the last one. But I swear this to you. With my dying breath, I will make sure they pay. None of you will go unavenged. I will burn not only that capital, but I will find Ignis's home and put a fire in his belly so great even his metal will melt. I promise you this. And as he's trying to reassure people, a lot of people begin to throw things at him. Food, rocks, bits of mud at him. As he's like, I promise you, I will do this. And he kind of resolute, doesn't stop in his vow. And I will help each one of you the best I can. But for now, I must group with the other warriors that came in. Luckily, they were here to help save some of your friends and family. I do trust them. I know, as many people kind of speak and protest, I know I trusted the others, but these are not the same. I haven't been to see, they haven't been touched by his words. We will do what we can. I can't say, but I'm sorry. Emma, you look like you were about to say something.
Yeah, Emma's going to use thaumaturgy to yell out Elijah, and then as she does, because I'm sure she's probably in the back of the crowd, she'll use thaumaturgy again to say, send me your worst, your most gravely injured, and I will help them.
A lot of people turn and look kind of shocked. Though they have seen you, still the sight of the undead has caused them a fresh fear of your form, as there's lots of murmuring. He says, do what he says if you want your family to be healed. Or she says, as you want your family to be healed. I'm spent. I tried to keep as many of them as down as possible, but there are so many. Send them to the Bone One. We don't just trust the paladins now. We trust those that would be willing to help. Emma is her name. Call her by that. He's a healer. You can help. Several of them kind of murmur between each other. A lot of them almost hopelessly drag their heads and their feet back to their homes. Several of them rush as if to pack goods and to leave this place, though a small few with hurt family members, sons, fathers, mothers, daughters, elderly, kind of held on their arms, some being carried, move up to you to try and see what you can do to help them. The first one is a small boy who looks up at you. The rest kind of are waiting, still a bit afraid of you, but the boy, his fear is completely gone to save his mother, who he's kind of barely able to hold up. The boy must be 6 or 7 years old as she's kind of being held up, walked by his shoulder. He looks up at you with the small drizzle that is still raining. He says, she got cut across the chest. She's still bleeding. Can you help her?
Don't worry, child. And Emma's gonna lay the mother down on the ground, and she's gonna cast Cure Wounds first level.
You still had the prayer of healing.
I am gonna do the prayer of healing, but I want to take care of the most gravely injured ones first, individually.
Okay.
And then I can gather 2 groups of 6, and then do a bigger heal on them.
Because you said you had 3 spell slots, correct?
Well, so I have 2 second level. Well, technically, no. I have 2 second level that I can do prayer healing with, and then I have 4 first level that I can do cure wounds with. So I'm literally expending every spell slot I have to, help out people in the crowd.
Perfect.
So there'll be 4 people with cure wounds
and 12 with.
And yeah.
Okay. There's probably about 24 here that are hurt. So with that, you're able to help heal directly with magic all but 6 of them. The others, you, Elijah, and Ritter, who is a ranger and can do some bit of healing, seek to help out the other 6. But first and foremost, you lay the woman down just directly in the mud as the water wets her hair in the ground. Everyone kind of sits back before you take some of the green fire and place it directly in her chest. Before you can immediately see the huge gash she has across her forehead and across her chest just begin to seal themselves up as she just light regains her eyes as she kind of backs away from you a little bit, but the boy immediately, before she can even back away, just jumps and lays his entire body on her, and you can just hear cries of joy come from the boy. The mother looks down at the boy and up at you, kind of recognizing what you've done, and grasps you by the chin, no longer afraid of your skeletal form. Says, "Thank you. I can see my boy. Thank you.
Go help those that need it."
Yes, of course. Come. As she and the boy get up, immediately the others come. Help me! Help my family! As you immediately find the most gravely injured, cure wounds them. As the others are like, but how can you help us? As you begin to pour out radiant healing to the rest. You, Elijah, and Ritter then seek to help out the others. Can I get medicine checks from the 3 of you?
Okay. That is a natural 20, which means it's a 27.
Solid. There are 6 of them. All of them hurt, but none of them in immediate threat of dying. Most of them suffering broken bones or fractures, though there is one whose arm is completely not detached, but it is hanging on by threads of skin. You know that Ritter hasn't expended any magic, and so Ritter and Elijah are kind of just trying to do what they can to help the others, but you choose instead to have Ritter focus on this one person to try and keep their arm from becoming a dead limb, as you and Elijah help the others. And in doing so, with your nat 20, you're easily able to keep all these people calm and healed.
The EMT in me is like, yes, triage.
You begin to hear whispers from the people that you've healed. I need you to roll a perception for me.
That's perception plus 4, so 15.
15. As you're healing the others, you begin to hear whispers of talks about maybe they're not all bad. were we lied to? Many whispers seemingly voicing their approval of your undead form and possibly unwilling as a whole.
That's cool.
So you have definitely changed the hearts and minds of those who not necessarily were racist to your kind, but just fearful of the living dead.
And at the end of the day, it's totally understandable to be afraid of literal walking skeletons, zombies, and things of the sort. Like, that's a legit fear.
But you have definitely changed some hearts and minds today. Elijah thanks you, as do all of the people before Elijah says, go then. Dushi says, help those that need it. I know there's going to be many who want to pack and leave. If you can help them do that, do it. I'm not going to force anyone to stay here. I must have a long talk with these warriors and figure out our next plan of action. But go, run along. As all of the people kind of nod, and they give Elijah a quick curt bow before all of them voice their opinions. Thank you, Emma, for running along. Leaving you, Elijah, and Ritter standing near the gate. Many trampled footsteps in the mud are here as the rain slowly begins to let up, leaving just the humid air around you and the muck below. Elijah says, I have a few things I want to say, but I think maybe it'd be best if I said it back at the keep. I don't want them to hear or see my thoughts about this. I don't think that'd be great.
That makes sense. Do you know what happened to Medi and the other?
They left on a mission to find some people to heal they heard were suffering near the forest early this morn. I don't think I trust that anymore.
Realistically, they probably aren't even alive anymore.
I can't imagine that many are. I'm struggling with it myself. To know that I didn't have a single friend here that's in my order. I thought best keep my tongue held.
They didn't know what was going to happen to them before it did. You can't blame yourself. But interesting things have happened as Emma kind of like slaps Elijah on the back. Ordell is different in a good way, I think.
Is he okay? I wondered if he had been...
I think Ordell is actually better than he may have ever been.
It's good. It's very good. This is kind of now you, Elijah, and Ritter are walking back towards the keep. Ritter says, I don't know if this is exactly the time to say this, but I gotta say, I did not trust your paladins, but not for this reason. Perhaps I was wrong, but also right? Elijah kind of says, yeah, I guess you could put it that way. Fair, we didn't trust any of you either, except for Ordell, but I'd like to make full apologies to the two of you now. Thank you.
Oddly enough, I think I always had faith in you, Elijah. Ever since we broke the staff.
Me too. We have a lot of work to do. As you get to the steps of the keep, he says, oh, did Ignis burn this?
No, I did.
What?
He was getting away as a mist, and I may have lobbed some fire at him because, you know, vampire, and one may have gone through, caught something on fire. We got distracted, trying to save you, in fact. And so we could all say that this is maybe possibly even your fault, that the whole place is on fire. Had I not had to come rescue you, maybe it was just gonna like kind of meander off
As
a little faster towards the
Ritter and Elijah walk into the keep's area, there's that fallen log from before with embers still on its end. Elijah goes over to it as you're kind of berating him and making an excuse. He moves it by pushing it with his leg, and he looks down at it. From the ashes, we can build anew. This was built wrong anyway, by horrid hands. We could make this better. It could be better than it once was.
It really could.
But gather your friends. I want to have a talk. Elijah goes to close the main doors to the keep in here, beckoning you to go get the others.
I will go get them.
Winter, Ashrin, and Ordell. Ordell, you're just finishing up the cleaning, throwing things into the sink as Winter and Ashrin are whispering about something, an unknown topic to you, before you hear the swinging door of the kitchen open as Emma sticks her head in.
Hi, Emma.
Hello. Elijah's outside. A bunch of people are healed, so that's good. But Elijah wants to talk to the three of you as well. And I'm tired.
Wait, is he a vampire?
No.
Oh, cool. I like him.
Yeah. So. And Emma just like shuts the door, and Emma starts running back and gives the bun to Elijah. I forgot. Ordell made this bun for you.
Tell him thank you.
Tasty.
Winter, Ashrin, Ordell, do you join? He looks down quizzically before biting it again, seeming to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ordell like takes the cape and kind of folds it in his bag, because it's like a little gaudy, and takes the crown off, just not to be insensitive, but kind of peeks around and then heads on out with things tidied up.
Ashrin, do you join as well?
Yes.
As all of you exit the kitchen, Ritter kind of joins and walks with you as you walk to the southern table where the paladins originally dined with Elijah. As he closes the heavy doors behind, you all kind of stand nearby the table as he puts his arms and kind of rests his head up against the door and kind of hits it a few times, seemingly unaware of your presence, possibly berating himself as he kind of taps his head against the heavy wooden doors. Ritter kind of looks at you all quizzically as if, like, do we say anything?
No, he's probably just reeling in the fact that because of him, like, half this building's burned down.
Ordell walks up to him.
You stand behind
Elijah?
him. He doesn't seem to react to you moving up.
Elijah, are you okay?
Honestly, lad, I've never been happier. I can't explain it. There's this great weight off my shoulders here. We're going to go blind into a capital with an enemy we didn't know, except for necromancers. I have a face to an enemy that I've been looking for 20 years. I finally have someone that I can pin this on, and he's given me even more than just what my God has told me to do. He's given me a purpose, a real person, a right bastard to hate. I couldn't say it out there. I didn't want them to see that I was excited, but I can really do good work here now. Oh, this is brilliant. I know these lands. I can do far better than I would have been able to do in that town. We can do good work here, all of us, kind of turning to address everybody. It's obviously what happened out there is awful, but just like this place here, from the ashes, new can arise something better than it once was. What the hell happened to you? What? You're shorter by a large margin.
Yeah. You're the first person to actually recognize me off the bat, as he turns around and looks kind of like at like Ritter.
It's the eyes. My father always told me to look as a man in the eyes.
Right? As I'm looking up at him.
What happened to you? They said you were fine. I didn't worry, but what happened?
So the whole thing of me coming here, that was important, but Ignis took something from me, which I'm still not really sure what it was. But when he took it, though, it was enough to make me back to me, so I'm me again, and and I have to get what he took from me so that it's not in me while I'm gone and it's in me while I'm alive, so that I can be me, but be. And Ordell just like fully like goes like full like like lost the timeline.
Let me see if I can translate this here. The gift that I was so excited for, that everyone hugged you on, he took that from you.
Yeah. Just Ordell makes that exact sound.
This is perfect. This is what legends are made of. This, if there was ever a duty to do for the fire god, retrieving his will, his soul, his burning essence back from the great death. This is what I was here for. I'm sure of it now. This is why I was here. This is why I've been patrolling these lands, learning everything for 20 years. This is why I was put here. This is why you all came here. This ain't a fate. The fire brought you to me. The fire brought me to you. We were supposed to be here.
I mean, when you put it that way, it does sound pretty cool.
Winter's gonna lean into Ashran again and be like, "Is Elijah kind of creeping you out right now?"
Oh, he's always creeped me out. Yeah.
While Elijah is like talking to, Ordell starts doing like almost like a garage karate kid where he's just like, and then when we go up to him, we can go like, and he's like shooting like sun bolts out that burst back and forth. And Ordell's just doing like not like usual.
Yeah.
It doesn't show any semblance of skill, but he's just like jumping around. And then I'm gonna get him, and then Elijah, you're gonna jump on him, but I'm gonna hold him, and then you're gonna do like one of those like smite things, and Ordell makes his whole body like burst with flame, and then he's gonna be like, oh, you defeated me, and then the light is gonna be, and then the darkness is gonna be like,
Oh,
and
no.
that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, if you hold him, I'll just take my sword and jam it right into him, and light and flame, and there's no way you can survive that. Yeah, as Ordell and Elijah are lost in how they're going to go on this crusade and get this soul of flames back.
Emma's gonna do a thaumaturgy and just clap her hand like real quick, just like to get attention. Lovely idea on how to do that, except for the fact that we all almost got our asses handed to us by just 3 Spawn and Ignis. So just curious, throwing it out there, if we are per se going to go murder Ignis, I feel like we need a better plan than just a bunch of hi-yahs and stab. And we should probably have a plan for this. Also, do you know where Summer, I know you wanted the information, and I kind of didn't listen because I was enjoying burning someone. Or Winter.
I'm sorry. Do you mean me? Do you mean me?
Yeah.
My name's Winter.
You're so happy and pleasant.
So warm.
I don't.
Ew! How dare you?
The place on the hill. What was the place that Sasha said? You paid attention. I was burning someone alive, so.
The place that Sasha's in? Oh, when we were interrogating her.
Oh, the fortress of the forest.
Yeah, have I mentioned my short-term memory loss before?
Wait, what forest did she say? How long did you interrogate her? How much information did you get?
Ordell looks at the pile of dust that's still in the room. She just wasn't willing to talk.
I'm undead. Can I trust him?
Ordell standing behind him, like looks at the party and just goes, "It's going great."
I don't know if I can still talk to her if she's Ash.
She's Ash?
No,
Did you burn her?
Oh. Yeah.
Well, you told us to.
Good. This was meant to be, truly. We were supposed to be here. All of us.
Ooh. Elijah, you're coming on a little strong.
Elijah, we're gonna need you to settle on down just a little bit. I know your vengeance burns with 1,000 suns, but just simmer down just a little bit. I know you're excited.
Which forest did she talk about?
She didn't. She just said
the forest. Yeah.
To the north?
I'm pretty sure she said the forest. So is there one? Is there like one that's more impressive than the others that might not need further description?
There's the Black Forest, and then there's the Bloodstalks. Those are the only ones that could be called the forest.
Mm.
You don't know of a fortress in any of them?
Hold on. Ritter says, actually, let's see here. Ritter turns to the table as everyone kind of gathers around and pulls out the map. Pulling it open to the Bloodstocks area,
Map!
I'm going to increase the size of this so everybody can see a little bit better.
Whoa!
It's the map. Oh god, this is going to be disorienting for everybody.
Also, Ordell leans to like Winter while they're pulling the map out. If I was a vampire, I'd hide in the Bloodstalks, because all you need is a straw and you're feeding forever.
I mean, that's a pretty good point.
I like side talk to Winter, like, so this is what you think is hot?
Hey,
There's
I don't give you any slack about that weird old man you have a crush on.
Ritter seems to ignore the conversations as he points out 2 locations on the map. As he says, there's 2 locations this could be. It could either be the Sanctum Ruins near the Bloodstalks, or at the very bottom of the Black Forest. There's the old Lane Ruins, but I've been there. There's raiders use it to camp out in sometimes, but I can't imagine that there's any vampires there.
Whatever happened to that kid we brought into this town? I know this is totally off topic, but we brought him from the Bloodstalks.
The elf?
Anybody know what? Yeah, anybody know what happened to him?
That was described last episode as he was also joining in the fray and attacking people.
Should I see that personally?
Ritter could describe that then, because he would have been able to see while he was shooting.
Okay, perfect. Oh, that's good to know, Ritter. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean that to come out so smart, Ash.
You act like I
Wow,
did this.
sassy.
I'm not the one who
Sassy.
gave him an X, as he looks over to Ordell.
It seemed like a good idea at the
I
time.
gave him a mace.
Yes, I'm not the one who gave him either a weapon. I wouldn't have done that.
I just wanted to know what happened to it. Like,
Are you still...
I'm just saying, none of us gave him the teeth.
Are you responsible for the past actions of your big self? Can we blame you for that? Is that acceptable, everybody?
No, I feel like I'm not going to take any blame for that.
Right.
As Ordell just smiles.
So those seem to be the 2 options. Ritter looks back down to the map.
Ritter, quick question. Sorry, really quick side note, but this is really more of a personal question. Do you remember what the old capital of the Coracrucians was?
That's Cora's Fall. That's near the Black Forest as well, but I can't imagine they would... Possibly they do side with the Coracrucians.
Nope, that was a completely unrelated question. That was more from my personal knowledge. Thank you. You said it's near the Black Forest?
Yes, it is. That could be the forest that they're talking about.
Did it seem like our elf friend was already a vampire? Did he go into the cleansing ritual in the fire? Does anyone remember?
I don't remember.
So do we think he was already a vampire?
We came from
when
the
we met him?
Bloodstalks.
I left
Well,
that
yeah.
night. I don't know what happened here. Can
Because
somebody fill me in?
if he was a vampire, you missed the fact that everyone got put into a chamber and then burned and then came out really creepy.
I actually got burned.
Yeah.
As Ordell shrugged.
Is Ordell a vampire? I look at Ordell. Show me your teeth. I walk up and start opening his mouth with my fingers.
Ordell makes like a fire cape and goes like, "Blah."
That's in bad taste, but I do wonder, was they Ignis even further? The bastard used the Lord of the Flames name to commit rituals of vampiric nature?
Yes.
I want to stick
Now,
my sword so far up that bastard's belly.
I know where you're going, and I know the 1,000 Suns is probably raised to 2,000 Suns after hearing this. But again, I'm gonna need you to bring it down a little bit on there, just a little bit.
Wait,
Emma,
I'm
it's
sorry.
very strange that you're preaching impulse control.
You know, I'm just having a day. Raucus hasn't been around at all, and it's been wonderful. I've helped people today. Look at me go!
Well done, Emma.
Ashred.
I have a question. I might be a little bit behind here, but so Ignis was only using the Fire Lord to turn his vampiric back plan. They're not actually intertwined. Like the Fire Lord and vampirism isn't like an actual
No,
thing.
they're not. I've followed the Fire Lord for a long time. Ignis lied to me. I guess I believed his tricks. He came a long time ago into the town, claiming to be a messenger for or not the Fire Lord, and claiming to speak his word, claiming to basically be what Ordell you once were, and we believed him for a long time. And he said he lost that gift. He stayed in here and helped build this town into what it was, and he helped convert new recruits. He was supposed to be a messenger, a cleric. He brought more warforged like Medi and Coax, all of them in to help spread the gospel and the flames.
So, was it his plan to burn everything, or is that still part of the core beliefs of the
No,
Flame Lord?
those are my tenants still. Plagues and rot should be burnt out.
Okay. I'm just checking where the rules lie. Moving forward. Should we? I'm just thinking if this elf was already a vampire and wasn't turned after coming into the town, then perhaps the Red Stalks is the way to go, seeing as that's where we found him.
Can I roll a history to remember which way he flew off while I was watching him like fly away, Ignis?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to say it was east. What did I say? History? Where's history? Okay, it's a +5. That's a 15.
Specifically, you remember him heading directly out from the gate and heading south.
South. Emma stops for a second. She's like, "You went south."
The road has to go to the south either way. He could have gone to the, but he couldn't have. Perhaps he went to the.
Oh no, he was flying.
Yeah, why would he follow the road if he was flying?
It's true. Then if he's going south, the Bloodstocks are the better bet.
What exactly are the Bloodstocks? No one's ever like, they're like, don't cut them, don't touch them, but like, what are they?
I don't know. They're trees that bleed. That's all we ever knew, and we saw.
And what happens when you cut them?
Elijah turns to Ashren. I don't know. What happens when you cut them?
Emma, weren't you there? You were there, Emma. You were there.
Yeah, but nothing happened.
Well, that elf did appear.
I mean, besides him.
Wasn't there?
What
like,
if you
a bunch
cut
of-
open the tree and he was in it, and he like came out and he was like,
Oh my gosh, what if the vampires live inside the trees?
Did that happen?
What if
Did he
the
come out of the
fortress
tree,
is the
Ashren,
tree?
and you didn't say anything?
No.
I just look at Elijah like, are you kidding me?
Look, I'm very worried. A lot has happened today. I'm learning a lot of new information.
It's funny that
Sorry.
the me thing isn't the weird thing today. As Ordell like bites into his bun thing again.
It's like the most normal thing. It's so weird.
Right? I high five Astrid. Or I hold up my hand for a high five for Astrid.
Awkwardly, just yes. I look to Winter like, really?
Elijah stops and he kind of puts his hand out to the table as if he had some great realization as he falls and sits on a chair.
You okay there?
Ignis came at night. And then after he came, that's when the clouds came. And then he could move about in the day.
Yeah.
He did these clouds.
Yes.
No, you don't understand. I've seen these generators of these clouds. We didn't know what they were before. We didn't know what they were for.
Oh my goodness, when we were in the Bloodstocks, weren't there clouds that were forming? Like there was a storm? Didn't that happen? Someone please tell me that happened, that there were clouds and storms that were forming when we were in the Bloodstocks. I remember this.
They seem to be very thick there.
Thank you. Someone remembers.
Yeah, I don't. I was asleep in the winter beyond for most of that travel. I'm not gonna lie.
Hold on, as he
Wait,
slides.
Ritter, you were even looking at the clouds.
Yeah, no, you're right. There was a gathering there. As Elijah grabs the map and slides it over, he grabs a piece of charcoal. As there are many here, Ritter says, "No, be careful. I drew that." He says, "Hold on." Elijah, with a disregard for the cartography that Ritter must have spent a long time on this map, Elijah begins drawing out several symbols on the map. He says, "I've seen, when I've traveled the lands looking for other paladins, I saw these great structures, great mechanical generators of clouds and storm. We didn't think they meant anything, just a storm ahead. They were good for crops, they rained a lot. But these could be a key to something." As he points out, if you look up on the map, to the left of the O in Old Korra, that structure there where there's great red and black underneath it, there's one underneath the S under stocks further down. There's one down at the bottom left of the map on the peninsula, and there's one all the way to the right near the Drake Fall Mounts. There are 4 that Elijah puts on this map.
See, this is the kind of conspiracy I can get behind. Clouds.
So we just go in the day and follow the clouds?
I don't know. Sorry, I don't know.
I mean, it would make sense, right?
Okay. Elijah, now your levels are down to maybe 200 suns. Let's bring it back up to like 600 suns.
Well, Elijah, what if you and I try and talk to the Fire Lord? When I changed, he talked to me and he said I had to go get the thing back, but that means the Fire Lord probably has a connection to it. So
it
he's a
truly
living
was
beacon.
ordained then if he talked to you and told you we had to go. I was right.
Okay, now it's back up to like 1,500.
Or they'll just put
Look,
this like
tell me
hand
how excited
in,
you
like,
want me to
Emma's
be or not.
face.
I'm trying to figure out a plan here, and I think we're onto something, Emma.
Just trying to. Emma's like walking away, just like trying to find that level.
Well, I don't know. I thought the clouds might have meant something, but if he's immune to the sun now as a vampire anyway, what does it matter?
Well, none of the others are immune to the sun, and he's calling them back to him. So he would need to provide shelter and protection for his thralls, otherwise they would be useless to him. And doesn't he need to have some kind of, base or resting place to return to? Don't they all?
This is a good conspiracy. I like it.
I do.
I think so. Like he turned into like a cloud, like when he ran away. So I'm assuming he doesn't just turn.
Maybe they are the cloud.
Gross.
We have to fight clouds.
There.
No, I think there must be a resting place of sorts. From what I've read, there's usually like some really amazing Gothic castle with lots of like chalices for them to put the blood into, and there's usually organs, like really big, like organs that play creepy music, but it's also kind of like it's also kind of cool,
I mean, vampires are over the top.
Ritter
One thing I did read.
is kind of rubbing his forehead. Says, "Winter,
Yes, Ritter.
I actually think that you're right. When I made this map, the ruins that I went to below the Bloodstocks look very much like what you're describing."
See, they're very, very predictable vampires.
So is it true then? I mean, I've heard stories you eat some like garlic and it'll keep the vampires away.
I
too.
don't
There's also
I traveled
usually
quietly,
like
I didn't ever encounter one.
And then you wear the little tees too,
Mhm.
and they don't like them.
You would wear a Coracrucian symbol to fend off a vampire?
The little tee.
Well, I
heard
mean,
a
at the end
story.
of the day, that's where Ignis wanted to go destroy, you know, the Coracrucians. So maybe, who knows?
also there's usually like a really really pretty girl who they have some kind of weakness towards. Ashrin, it could be you.
Right.
Blood
So
magic.
no. Oh no. Wait.
Am I
Did
onto
he ever
something?
did he ever smell you or anything?
Ordell fully like his face goes like, ugh.
No, but it does seem my not my family. What am I? Nope.
Adam.
No blood magic. There's no blood magic.
Adam's mad
Adam
because
is
you
dead,
killed
we
him, and so he's
murdered
banging on the door.
He's a ghost.
Oh, that wasn't for me.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think it was. Now you're scaring me. Ah.
Ordell grabs the map and he goes over to that open space on the ground with the dirt, like the dust is, and he starts dragging his heel in the ground and like making like basically soot trails. And he's gonna make like a very crude version of the map on the ground.
Are you making a version of the map in the ashes from your former body? Because you're
Yes.
inside the keep. Okay, just making sure, because that's metal.
Yeah, because Ordell like wants to fully shape that.
Oh, that's
and then
metal.
also
I'm into it.
because he has some like soot residue on him, so he tries to make the map, and then seeing those ashes, that like flaky substance, he's gonna go put the actual map back on the table, and Ordell's just gonna close his eyes and be like, "Look, you have two people that really believe in the fire, and they really need clarity. Where is the light?" And Ordell's gonna just like punch his hand down and try and burn it all, hoping whatever is left of the cinders that doesn't burn up is where we should go or close to.
Roll me a percentile.
Oh boy.
Are you burning the map? No, you're burning
No,
the
the map's on the
Ritter
table.
would be very
Uh,
upset.
Not as high. Is 72.
As you punch your fist, the ash collects and catches on fire in a wave outwards before falling back downwards, seemingly in random, sporadic areas onto the ground. You were hoping for a message or some trail marked in the map, but it seems not to have answered your call.
Ordell just like yells at the top of his lungs, "You are so confusing!"
Gods, right?
I mean, good try.
Yeah. I just.
Do you want me to try and talk to the ashes that were Sasha? Maybe
be
she can tell
cool.
us.
Yeah. Ordell just says like, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go and try and find what the ash was left of Sasha and bring it back in like a little scoop.
As some wind has blown some of it away, though there is enough of a pile left to where you could get a small handful, and you place it on the edge of the table and kind of disrespectfully wipe your hands off and let some of the ash fall to the ground. And
I'm gonna put Brian up on the table next to it, and then I'm gonna like take out the black book from my bag, and I'm gonna draw in the forest part of the map into the book, and then kind of write I'm gonna write, hi Sasha, sorry you're dead, that sucks, ooh, pun not intended. Where should we be headed?
As
I lean over his shoulder
appears,
to find Ignis.
As the writing appears, you wait for just a moment before the ink seeps up through the pages and says, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, she's apologizing, you guys. What should we say?
Ask how she's doing.
Well, no, I
How?
don't.
No.
I mean, how many do we get? Like an amount of questions to say, or
I mean, I can't remember how this book works for some reason. I
It's
know I get to use it
once,
once
if I
per day.
recall. You get one
Yeah.
question.
I do also have Speak with Dead, so I can cast that as well.
You get that her response in this version is due to her lack of knowledge. Only the night before was she turned into a vampire spawn, and so she doesn't really know what to do here. She is nothing but sorry for what she did in her undead state.
I mean, where's the fortress? Isn't that? I mean, no.
Oh, well, I kind of thought that was what I was asking, where the fortress was.
Oh,
Maybe I wasn't clear enough. Ugh.
What if though, like, cause he's the big bad vampire, Ignis. What if he was telling them like on the go where to go? Like, cause like some people can like you guys can talk in each other's heads and stuff. Like maybe he can do it to all of his vampires. So maybe he didn't tell any of them. Maybe he was gonna explain on the way. Take a left when I take a left, and take
Yeah, maybe he was gonna give like I'm not very good at getting directions all in one go because I get confused. I'm directionally challenged. So maybe the vampires were similar. Maybe they needed step-by-step directions rather than a clear message. I'm gonna like grab the remains of what was Sasha and I'm gonna start like putting the ash onto my hands and like generating some energy and then like whisper into them. Do you know if the blood stalks is where we should go?
I'm
Can
guessing
cast Speak with Dead.
yeah. As the ashes, being that they are of body and death, you're able to control them as they float between your hand freely, like an hourglass moving back and forth between your fingers. And as you whisper your questions, bits of ash fly out and fall to the table, making words as you ask the questions. What was your first one?
Should we be heading to the Bloodstalks? Is the keep in the Bloodstalks?
I assume so. The Bloodstalks is where I was told to go, is the first answer you get.
Can you find peace where you are now?
I am in a land bereft of warmth, but not quite cold either.
Think anyone wants to ask her? I kind of can everyone see these words or do I
Yes,
have
as they
to
land onto the table, everyone's kind of huddled around, seeing the ash form small words. Almost as soon as you're done with that first question, as you ask the next one, those first bits of ash blow away in the wind.
After that last one, I don't think I want to ask anything.
Yeah,
that last answer was ooh.
Tell her I'll bring her back eventually one day if she wants to. Like, actually bring her back, not undead.
Oh no. Okay. Would you like us to bring you back if we can?
Not as an undead.
Would you like us to bring you back as your old self one day if we're able?
Onto the table, I would like revenge.
Ah, that's my girl. I knew I burned her to a crisp for a reason.
Oh,
I'm gonna try and
Too soon.
scoop up as much of Sasha as possible.
You still have two more questions, but Ashwin, what were you saying?
Oh, sorry. Thought I had three.
Sorry, unlike me, because I kind of gave her some paper cuts, just to test her healing. And then we kind of did like obliterate her too. So like,
you asking if she
If
wants revenge on us?
Yeah.
No,
That's a good question.
Maybe
don't
when
think
you're dead,
so.
you're free though. Maybe like that's how you're like, no,
Mm.
I'm not a vampire anymore.
she
You
doesn't
die.
seem particularly free to me. She seems kind of mad. Um,
Seems like a little bit in limbo, you know, just kind of like not cold, not hot.
I
Seems
kind of
doomed.
whisper back into the Sasha particles. If we kill Ignis, will that free your soul?
I am freed in death.
Odell, was she always this cryptic, or is that something that you get once you're dead?
No, she wasn't super cryptic, just kind of jaded. So I feel like that's a pretty apt response.
Are you? I've got one more question. Is it okay? Does anyone have anything else they want to ask?
No.
Are you not dead now?
I think a better question
As
would have been
the ash falls onto the table, you are reading my ashes.
Yeah, that's her.
Well,
She's
she's
fine.
still a bitch. All right, scoop her up. I'm gonna get one of the little specimen jars. We had some that we were keeping blood in. Reach into my bag and get out another one and like scoop
Being
Sasha up into a jar.
being that you've burned her, spent some time before doing anything with the ashes, and then spoken with some of them, there is barely enough to fill a small vial. I need Emma, Ashrin, Winter, and Elijah can roll religion, except Winter, you roll Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
19.
16.
23.
Solid. Winter, you're not entirely sure that this is going to be anything you can do with, but mostly a memento and maybe something that you can spread in the wind one day. Ashrin, Emma, and Elijah, however, her body has been pretty well decimated. There is still essence of her within these ashes, but a regular resurrection probably won't happen. This is going to have to be some powerful form of resurrection if you ever want to bring Sasha back.
Does anyone in particular want to carry Sasha? Should we put her in the
Yeah.
ring? Emma. Okay. Also, I hand Sasha over to Emma. Before we set out and before we make any further plans, there's been a lot of discussion about consent after death and things like that. Would we like to just kind of work on maybe a standing will and intention for what we would like to happen with our corpses?
Oh, if I die, you'll never get my soul back, so that's all right.
What about your body? Anything that you want?
Yeah, you
I
can do
think
whatever. I'll be dead. It doesn't matter.
I
at
think it
that
would
point.
be quite fun to have an Emma skeleton that we could take with us. Do you oppose that? I mean, you would look wonderful in a grand castle or hall or something.
Or made into a bone throne.
Like I
Yes.
said, you can do whatever with my body after I'm dead, as you won't be able to bring my soul back. So I won't be there, so it doesn't really matter.
So wait, you lose your soul
Okay.
when you die?
I do, in fact.
Huh.
Well, I mean, that's for right now. Would you like us to try and work on that after you're dead?
No.
Okay.
I'll probably
Ashrin?
take care of it before I die, but you know.
Okay, so that's on the to-do list then. And I guess we'll come back to you, Emma, if we get your soul back, then you can make some decisions about what you want in the afterlife. Ashrin?
Right. I feel like my soul is doomed already, so I don't know if bringing me back will do anything. So I guess you can just do what you want if I'm already screwed.
Excuse me, you are a paladin yourself, correct?
Yeah.
And you believe your soul to be damned?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, who do you believe in again?
You don't need to know. But no, I'm not. I'm a regular paladin.
Emma's just snapping her fingers behind.
You can't just ask someone who they believe in.
You guys did that to me.
You did that to me.
If my
I'm saying you can't do it, Elijah. It's rude when you do it.
If my skin tone and ears weren't enough giveaway already. All right. Okay. Thank you.
When she gets angry, she gets robotic. It happens.
Sorry.
Beep, boop,
I thought maybe. Seems to be a few believers of different gods here, with Emma's and Ashrin's, and then Ordell's in mine. As Elijah is very much lumping you in with him, he thinks that you are a fire god follower at this point, whether you believe it or not. Says 3 gods and worshippers fighting together. That could bring a lot of peace to this area. That was my only thought, Ashrin. I didn't mean anything by it.
I swear I didn't put the silence spell on her. I can't do any spells right now. I'm out.
Oh no, she's just dead.
Asher, no!
She's too
She's
offended.
giving such a
to speak to you right
sarcastic
now.
face. I can't actually tell if she's like
Oh.
muted on purpose or not.
Oh,
okay.
oh,
no,
there we
bad.
go.
Oh, you're back.
Hey,
I thought my mic
Welcome back.
died. Hello.
Oh.
robot-y, but it's all good.
It's a soft spot. Sorry. It's real defensive.
Sorry. I know Warforged have kind of hurt the party a lot recently.
I'm guessing you want to be burnt, Elijah, right? Just super burnt? No? Yes?
Of course, if I die, burn me. I'll come back something anew and follow the flame god all over again.
Like a chipmunk.
Like me. But yeah, chipmunk.
I guess. I don't know many chipmunk followers, but that would be great.
There was a great squirrel that I have a book about.
Perhaps
Written by, it was Charleston Chew.
by being roasted over a fire and providing sustenance to great warriors, that would be my cause as a chipmunk or a squirrel or something.
As a chipmunk or a squirrel, it wouldn't be much nourishment to many
It would be
warriors.
some, at least a day's worth, right?
No,
And if
no,
you
probably
believe
like
in-
an evening.
Then if you believe in reincarnation, you'll probably come back as a sea turtle, which is harder to burn because they live in the ocean.
I've eaten turtle before.
Wait, in every scenario that you become an animal, are you looking to get eaten?
I don't know any other animals that use fire, but I would assume I would do my work for the fire god in some way.
Lizard.
I mean,
Perhaps
You
a
could be
great dragon. A great dragon, maybe it could be.
yeah, you'd be a pretty cool dragon.
That would be a pretty cool dragon, but that's neither here nor there. What we do need to talk about is a plan for this. Sorry, you were talking to Sasha in the hope that she's doing all right, but I was in my head a bit and trying to figure this out. There's what you said before, Winter, had me thinking. If just Ignis is immune to the sun, but his followers aren't, perhaps if we could deal with these great machines, these great cloud generators, we could have some sort of advantage here. Dwindle his numbers.
I think that's a good place to start. Perhaps we could find a way to harness the energy of the sun.
That'd be cool.
Can anyone manipulate weather?
I think Elijah can if he gets excited enough. I mean, literally it goes up by amounts of suns. His
Elijah,
passion.
can you?
No, no. What are you talking about with the suns?
Your passion. It burns with the brightness of 1,000 suns.
That's beautiful, and I like that. But no, I can't control the weather.
I can just burn stuff now. It's
Oh.
not really weather.
Actually, Elijah, if you could give me just a moment with our companions, before we set out on any definitive plan, I have some thoughts that I'm sure you wouldn't be opposed to giving us some privacy for just a moment, and then we'll be right back. No. I'm gonna go grab a few things from the treasury, and then I'll come right back.
Ooh, can you just bring like a bunch of stuff that like, so and Ordell like pulls the maul out that like he's had on his bag, just like rolls it on the ground. I'm not doing. Yeah, I can't do much with this.
Why not?
Why don't you pick it up?
Elijah's pretty strong. Elijah goes
just one
over,
hand.
and throws it over his shoulder, because he's strong and he rolled an 18 plus his strength scores. She's like, it's not bad. I saw
Now
you
look
lift
at me.
I saw you lift it before, and he throws it to you,
Just
and
no!
like a barbell, just kind of falls to the ground. Oh shit! I'm sorry. I thought you'd be just as strong as you were before. I should have known.
I am not.
Okay, I'll try and find you something a little lighter.
Thank you.
Ooh,
Oh, I'm gonna go throw up.
If you find a living
Oh.
mouse or rat, can you bring that back too? I needed one.
Oh, and if you find any dead, yeah, I don't know how to say this more politely. If you find any dead people that look unattached, can you let me know?
Unattached, as in.
Just a
Maybe
pile.
like they were single, their families wouldn't mind if I desecrated their bodies. You know, that kind of thing. If you find that kind of
So
thing.
that we can put them in the fire.
No. So that they can help us, like Brian. And I point to
It has a
Brian.
name.
Yes, Brian.
Yeah, it's
You have
Brian.
one
How
too?
dare you? I have a
Hello,
name.
Brian, as it looks up as and just horrible gargled goblins speak that can hardly, as he decays further and further, so do his vocal cords.
Brian,
me
don't be
language.
rude. Wave to Elijah.
Right.
Eliza's, how did you even get his name? Do you speak goblin?
I drew him a picture in my book, and it felt like Brian.
He looks like
Yeah,
a
we
Brian.
never did ask him his name. I should have asked him his name.
I also should probably learn Goblin. You speak Goblin, don't you, Emma?
No, but I can speak any language.
So
Oh,
then
can
you
you
speak
teach
I-
me
goblin.
how to?
I can't do it right now.
Ritter
I
kind of
have
goes.
just healed a bunch of people.
Ritter,
Sorry,
do you
sorry.
speak
Oh, yeah.
Goblin?
No, I don't speak goblin. I
The
was just trying
personal
to give us
talk thing.
Elijah's like, sorry, I'll leave you to it as
Oh,
Elijah.
and food stuff. We need more food stuff if we're leaving.
But also a rat.
And dead bodies.
I'll see what I can
And-
find. See?
Bye.
Elijah goes off to the room on the opposite side of where you all went for the kitchen and the stairs, leaving
All things
everyone here kind of in the silence. Go ahead.
all things considered, Elijah taking this surprisingly well.
He seems super stoked, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Should we be
But-
worried about that?
I mean,
No.
if you think about it, like Elijah is someone who believes in whatever to happen to this, but he wants to be like a hero, I guess. Like, you know, like old stories about like big heroes and stuff like Emma, you've got a library full of them. I think Elijah wants to not only see like the world cleansed and stuff. I think he does like the idea of glory in that, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that is something to be excited about.
I think that's his own quest. I wanted to get a moment to talk with you all to say, Elijah can piss off with this, right? Am I the only one thinking this isn't our quest? He messed this up. This is the Paladin's fault. They should have seen this. This isn't our fight.
To be fair, apparently Ordell needs to get the soul back for his deity as...
Why? You were reborn anew. This is a good thing for you. We leave. Elijah can handle it. This is not what we came here for. This... am I alone in this?
I'm gonna lean into Ashton and be like, really? We need to get Ordell's gift back, right, Ordell?
I mean, that's what I was asked to do, but I don't know if it's on like a timeline or anything. Like if Elijah kills Ignis, I mean, I might just get it back. Like, I know I'm supposed to get it, but I don't know if I have to get it right this second. Like, when I tried to ask about the map and stuff, it didn't seem like there was any screaming, you better go this way, you're in trouble. So if there's another direction, like, we want to go and stuff and revisit the vampire thing, like, I don't know.
For me personally, I know I've been speaking a lot of logic today. Just throwing out a little bit more. This seems like a problem we'll probably have to deal with on a regular basis if, we take care of it now. Just like the whole Sasha thing. Listen, Ritter, listen, the whole Sasha thing. Take care of it now while it's weak, or wait till it's fully healed and more powerful, and then deal with it then and most likely die. I'm just throwing it out there. If we're going to be a little bit logical about it, to strike while the iron's hot, not a necessarily bad idea.
Ordell, what did it seem like? Did it seem like Ignis was just happy that he could walk in the sun now and he was going to leave it at that? Or did he have very, world domination type vibes?
He definitely did have the world domination type vibes, but it seemed like when he had it, he was excited to have the light. But when I fought him, though, nothing really changed. Like, I still, when I was big, I was fighting him hand to hand while on fire. Like, he wasn't much stronger and stuff. I don't know if he knows what the light does. I think he just thinks that he can walk in the sun with it, but from what the face in the fire told me, it's a bigger deal.
Vampires are immensely strong on their own. Their one weakness is the sun. He has no weakness now. I only think that it should be a considered option whether we do this or not.
Well, what would you have us do otherwise, Ritter? Just hide in the forest forever?
No, there are other places we could go. We could go to the forest. We've been there before. We weren't too far off from where I stay. We could go north, to the snowy north. Nomadic people that live there, they live long, happy lives.
So you want to retire?
I am certain that there is a roving band of werewolves that live far to the south in the Silverlands. Is that our problem?
I mean, not at the moment.
Should I write that down as a possible problem in the future?
No, you should not write that down. You should not write that down.
Because it's our problem now, Ritter.
Werewolves and vampires. That could be an interesting chapter.
That was hyperbole. I don't know. I thought that you were more survivors. I didn't know that you were the self-sacrificing hero types.
I almost died for Winter and Ordell once.
It's kind of awesome.
Also, my house back home is super cushy. If I just wanted to survive, I would have stayed there.
That's fair.
Okay, I just wanted thoughts out there. This isn't our only option. We shouldn't feel forced into this just because Elijah has the passion of 2,000 sons.
it's not really about that as much as the fact that, there are now, we know of, 4 or 5 gigantic machines causing clouds that could... So you're not only dealing with bandits now, Ritter, you're also dealing with vampire bandits, and that seems like a lot worse thing to deal with than just dealing with bandits. If I say it, I'd rather take care of the vampires now than have to take care of the vampires. Then you can go back to killing and murdering bandits.
Also, now, Ritter, you have us, so you don't have to run and hide in the shadows anymore. We can fight together.
Yeah, she likes fireballs.
Mm-hmm.
I am a fireball now.
Look at that. We could burn everything.
I'm not-
Might be meant to be.
I'm not saying no. It's I've lived out here a long time. Self-preservation is at the forefront of my mind. I just didn't think that we should feel forced into this, and I wanted you all to know that we don't have to be.
Say,
No,
after you, Emma.
No. I was just gonna say, to give Ritter a point, though, Ritter did call out the fact that we probably shouldn't have come here in the first place. I will add that out there, that is a thing that Ritter did say, and had we have not come here, Ignis would have been trapped. Although probably not, because he's still building machines that cause clouds, so he can still walk. I don't know.
Also, now Ordell has the answers that he was looking for.
Mhm.
Isn't that why we came here? So
That's
that
true.
Ordell could find out who he was?
Yeah.
Is the XC box in this room with us? Did we bring XC?
Yeah, he's
box
sitting on
with
the
us?
table.
I would like to firmly pop, pop, pop. What do you think of this?
There's kind of a silence in the room, hopefully waiting for XC's response, but you hear nothing. Though if you put your ear up to the box, you do hear gears and bits of static churning inside. It doesn't appear to be dormant, just in a shell.
Well, at least he's still alive or working. I don't know what the term is.
Well, Ritter, if say you had full choice, what we did, what would you pick? And say not just where we'd go next, but what would we do after?
Look, there's a lot of dangerous beings here out in Old Korra. If we make it an effort to finish all of them, the world might be a better place. We might not be in it.
Can we visit the unwilling town?
I think one's on the way to one of the machines.
Well, now you said that the world might be better if we slay the monster and we're not in it. Is that a bad thing? I mean, isn't that why we all kind of are here? We all wanted something a little better at some point, and we kept getting things better. Why not make things better for the next person?
What does it matter to me, and to you, and to you, and to you, and to you, if we and everyone we know are dead? What does it matter if the world is better?
Well, because then someone might see that we made it better, and then they'll make it better for the next person. And then the next person who's an archer, who is in love with someone, won't have to live in a place where they can't protect them. Or they won't live in a place where someone who has a family that worships blood and things to treat them like they're a black sheep. Or someone who wants to raise the dead will have a safe space to do so, or someone who won't be trapped in a ring forever. We might make a world that people like us might like a lot more.
I can't tell
I
you
think
the
that's
world.
kind of nice.
Roll a
The world-
persuasion. Or Del.
The world was a better place 800 years ago. I would like to see it that way again.
Is a 15 plus 1. I thought I had a higher charisma. I do not.
Is there anyone aiding Ordell in trying to change Ritter into he's already in passive acceptance of what's going on, but Ordell is trying to convince him to be an active optimist.
Yeah, I'd like to try just by reaching out and like patting him on the shoulder and saying, you don't have to hide from the world anymore, Ritter. You can explore it and make it better with us. You're not alone anymore.
We'll have Winter roll this one.
Yep.
Oh no, I roll terribly. We know that.
You got this.
You can do it.
What is it? Persuasion?
Yep.
Okay, not nat 20.
Drew, GFY.
I was giving the good. You know what? That's number 8.
You and Winter are both at 8, just FYI. So,
Winner. Let's get to 10.
while Ordell...
I'd like to get some inspiration and cool magic items like other people before.
You use
something
yours to
horrible
pass
happens.
We get
checks.
cursed items when we cash in the 10 GFYs now, right? Is that how that works?
Yeah,
Wait, I get another cursed item.
something
Cool.
happens. So, Winter, as Ordell is saying, basically talking about each person individually and why they might want to make the world better. So, people who are born into a blood cult, and he kind of goes on in more expansive detail than he did here. And so, while he's doing this, you kind of go up and whisper to Ritter as you place your hand on his shoulder, like, "Look, you don't have to be alone here. We'll help you." Ordell finishes with and somebody won't be stuck in a magic ring for a while. Ritter kind of looks at you as now everyone is staring at Ritter. He puts his hand on yours, Winter, before he stands up looking at Ordell and says, "The long dead kings may find their kingdom again." He reaches his hand out to shake your hand.
Ordell smiles and shakes his hand, and like basically makes both like Ordell and him fully illuminate it with Ordell's fire.
I have been raised and brought up with Shadar-kai, evil to the core save the one that I knew, and even then, a bit. I've been a pessimist for too long. It's all I've known. Forgive my attitude.
We can go see the unveiling now.
And Ritter, you don't need to ask for forgiveness. You already got it, and I just give him a little punch in the shoulder.
I will do my best to be more of a glass half full through this. I will channel one of Elijah's 1,000 or 2,000 sons. If this is what you want, if you want to help the world, fuck it, I'll help.
At least make it 10 sons.
5.
Okay.
He smiles and
You start with 5, you're gonna get hooked. I mean, look at me. As Ordell like kind of spins around, just like making his fire glow.
with that, Elijah like kicks the door out that he's run in. He's got a few small chests and a few just kind of draped over what look to be long items covered and wrapped in cloth. I know we normally wait till the end of the night, but why don't we go ahead and do the other magic token right now, as Elijah did just bring several things out of the treasury. So let's go ahead and see what this one will be.
Magmatoon!
Congratulations. Magmatoon, just like before, I want you to pick one of these players, and they get to roll on a table to figure out a magic item. We're going to stay on the F table from before, because now that you know how it works, saying the higher letter would be wise. But now that you know, Magmatoon, if you're in the chat, I guess we can at Magmatoon a few times to get them to answer. If they don't answer, because we're trying to do it here in this chat, we'll run it again and get another Magmatooner. Winter, fantastic. Magmatooner, you rock. Winter, go ahead and roll a D100.
Please don't tell me it's cursed.
Oh, it's
Oh, a
current.
D100, a D100, a D100. I'm sorry, I got too excited. Thank you. A 30.
30. Everybody should be able to see this if they... That's actually really good. Let me double check on what it exactly is before I start describing it. Do-do-do-do.
The magical semi-automatic.
The magical-
Instantly.
The magical Tommy gun that they keep down in the cellars here. Elijah comes up with several things draped in cloth and small chests, almost music box in size. He sets them all out on the table and says, I found a few other items that might help. Here, he throws a small, almost stick-like object covered in a cloth to you, Ordell, as well as a small bag in it. And we discussed this earlier. As you undrape the cloth, what do you find?
I find monk starting equipment. Wahoo!
Wow.
Got quarterstaff, darts, and stuff. Yeah. So Ordell's probably gonna leave the giant malls. Yeah. Doing a little spin. And he definitely does the thing where he's spinning, flourishing, and he's like, "Oh, I got this," and then just gunk, and just drops.
I figured those would be light enough for you. I found a few other things that I think might be helpful on our journey. I got a bit for everybody. But first, so he sets out a small little music box. And he says, you know, I always looked at this and didn't know what to use it for. But I think, as he slides it across to Winter with one finger, this very small little chest, almost a miniature version of a regular chest, slides it over. I think it'll suit you quite nicely.
Oh, what does it do?
Do you open up the chest?
Yeah.
As you open it up, it's not like a normal brooch of shielding that you might find. This one in itself is made of black iron and polished silver.
Oh.
It itself is a brooch that you can pin to your clothing that will give you immunity to magic missile spell and resistance to force damage.
Nice.
It fits very well into Winter's attire and gothic attitude. When I saw it, I thought the color scheme kind of fit.
Oh, thank you. I love it. It also makes me feel like a little less squishy, which is super helpful.
Good. I just thought it was pretty. But I found some other things. Unsure of what to do with this, but you recognize the inscriptions on there. Also, Blazelyn is getting married. Congratulations, Blazelyn. I saw that in the chat. In the Friday before Halloween, they're officially getting married. So congratulations, Blazelyn. That's worth stopping and saying congrats. He slides over a couple other small boxes on the table to people. He holds up a small rat trap with a dead rat in it and slides it over to you.
Elijah, I needed a live one. That will not do.
I don't keep alive rat traps. This I figured was the best of both worlds between what you and Winter wanted.
I don't need it, thank you.
Wait, this was your dead body?
I don't keep dead bodies in the treasury.
Hmm.
You can have the dead rat.
I don't know if the dead rat is gonna do what I want it to.
Well, eventually it will.
Asherin, while they're speaking, there's a few other boxes that you pull over and open up. You notice that Elijah has brought several things that seem to be for the road, and as you begin opening up, he goes, oh, I thought that might be kind of helpful for us on our travels. Might be able to buy us some goodwill and keep us alive. As you open one up, one of them is a small chest with a mixture of platinum and gold in it. The other is a chest that seems to have several different potions. There seem to be 4 potions in it, 1 large red one, 2 smaller red ones, and 1 blue one. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check for me. Are we all just looking at each other? Dude.
Wait, for who?
You.
This you.
Oh, sorry.
You're the one opening these chests and seeing them.
That's an 11.
11. You recognize the red ones to be health potions, though not the severity of them. You could show your other party later, but there's 2 small ones and 1 large one. You have no idea what this blue potion does. It almost seems to glow an opalescent color.
Don't let Alex get it.
Oh, no. Who's Alex?
Mm.
I only know Emma and Winter and
Yeah.
Nordell.
Mm-hmm.
So the blue and red potions.
Yes. As well as a chest that has 25 platinum in it and 240 gold.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot gold's a thing.
Yeah, y'all haven't done much as the way of killing things in a while, but hey,
There's
we're
nowhere
on
to
a quest
spend it,
now.
so you know.
Was it 245 gold? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys, and I like show up the probably dangerously dangling them in my hands, maybe one too many.
Dropping a few of the platinum and gold
Nope,
onto the
nope.
floor, and
Dropping the money, but not the potions.
you marked
How
down
many-
the platinum too, correct?
Yes, 25 plat, 245 gold. How many red? How many blue?
1 large red, 2 smaller red, and 1 blue.
Ah, got it. I mean, there's one for each of us if you don't tell XE.
I think XE can still hear.
Ritter and Elijah look at each other like, they must not include us. It's a shame. I thought they said that we were part of the party. I know, they always forget about it.
Wow.
As Brian says,
Well, I just don't know because I'm usually the one in like the front of the fray, so I don't know if I should be holding everything. So like, you know, one of each. But I don't know if this blue one does.
If they are healing, I could put them in the ring. I put
Ashton
everything in the ring.
does ask.
Brian could hold them.
This blue one does. And so Winter and Emma, if you want to take a look at it, you can. You might know.
Yeah.
Being that you're magically
Can I-
blind.
Can I stick a pinky in and do a little taste?
Yeah. Cool. Emma, go ahead and roll me an Arcana. Winter,
Yeah.
you can roll me an
I'm gonna do it
Arcana
the
at
normal way.
advantage.
I've
well,
tested potions before.
Take that 21 and actually 22 because 17 plus 5 is
Arcana?
22.
Yep, at advantage.
27.
Cool. Can you roll me a D100?
Am I making up how potions work? Like, that's in the rules that's how you test a potion, right?
It's not in my rules.
37.
Dip your finger. Huh, it is bleach.
There. Jeez. So,
Uh-oh.
Winter and Emma, with both of your knowledge,
Thanks, words, for backing me up that is a rule.
you 100% test it. And this is, you know this to be how it works. That doesn't mean some side effects. To get the full effect of the potion, you have to drink it in its entirety. Having just a bit of it isn't going to help. So just tasting a bit of it just leaves some magic essence in your... And as Winter coughs...
Oh no.
Wow, magic table?
Dragon's
No.
breath.
That's
Give me 1 second. As Winter coughs, suddenly forming out of her mouth float 4 jellyfish-like creatures that begin flying up in the air with eyes moving all over. As Emma might actually be the only one to know this. Roll a nature check for me.
Oh my god, if these are flumps, I'm about to be the happiest person ever. What am I rolling? Nature? I didn't even look.
Yeah.
17.
My 27 Arcana help?
You knew that this is definitely a mana potion. However, this is a greater one, so you roll a 1d6 for your spell slot restoring. Which is why the effect was potent enough with just a drop to cause 4 flumps to go floating about the room. Their eyes twitch and move chaotically all around. They immediately, with their jellyfish-like tentacles, begin wrapping them all around everyone's heads and just leaving trails of slime as they begin feeling around for the world. Ritter immediately pulls a knife back as one comes towards him, and he just kind of...
Emma will slap his hand down. They're precious and loving. Come to me, my children.
Ordell's under the table.
Ashrin, actually, let's see here. There's 6 of you. Okay. Ashrin, Winter, Emma, and Elijah. Each of you has a flump fly directly towards you and land on your face as this slimy substance completely covers you. The eyes, you can actually see through their body as they stare at you through their transparent mucus. And as their like little tentacles move all over your hand, it sounds like 1,000 slugs are crawling over your ears. However, you begin to hear kitten-like purrs from all of them as they seem to hug you and create a radiative warmth from them. Elijah tries to pull his off, but it's stuck to his face. What are the 3 of you doing?
Can I breathe? Like, can I like...
you can breathe, but it smells like you just walked right into a perfume shop.
Oh,
I'll take the ones you don't want. If you don't want them, just give them to me. I love them.
Emma rolls on the floor like somebody with 100 puppies licking their face. Emma is incredibly excited. Emma, you know these things to be harmless and curious creatures.
The happiest you have ever seen Emma in her entire time of being in this group.
Winter?
I'm just gonna like very cautiously let the flump me.
It's a noun and a verb.
Just
fun to say, more fun to feel. As
don't know how I feel about this flump as one of the little tentacles goes up my nose.
It goes up one nostril and back out the other, as the eye comes up and under and does the same thing as you hear it kind of go woohoo, seeming that it's having a lot of fun as it goes through one nostril and out the other.
So cute.
Ashrin, you feel a tentacle at first, you think, but you suddenly notice it's missing one of the eyes, begin to move its way into your ear.
Oh, heck no. Nope. Just hooking those out of my ears. No, thank you. Nope.
Ashrin,
I'm going to try to... Nope.
You pull the tentacle out and pull this flump off of you as all 4 of them immediately release from all of you, releasing a cackle of kitten-like laughter as they before just boop, 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 boop.
No! You're too short.
From under the table, it's just, are they gone?
Ritter sitting next to you with knife in hand. They better be. They better be.
Why was that one of the most stressful moments of the past 24 hours?
They're the greatest thing in this planet.
Are odd, and they are gone. I was going to suggest that perhaps Brian could hold on to the potions, but I'm not sure if Brian can be trusted with those things.
He
thought
reaches
Brian
up for the blue potion.
Gonna disappear soon.
Sorry,
I thought he was... Oh, no, that was it.
No, Brian's not going to disappear. I wouldn't let Brian disappear. Not again.
Like I said, I can put it in the ring.
I hold Brian. Just stroke his face.
Fine. I think the ring is fine considering what happened to our last potion. Thank you.
Just
Ritter. I think that was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Ordell was giving us his last potion, and Ritter knocked it out of Ordell's hand onto the ground and decimated it. So...
We make mistakes, you know? Glass half full. I'm trying to be positive now. Maybe it was poisoned.
And you wanted one of these potions. Yeah, I don't think so. Here, Emma.
Can I suggest that we don't put the potions that could potentially save all of our lives into the ring that only Emma can access? because if something happens to Emma, she's usually the one that makes us feel better with the healing. And then if she goes down, we
I'm
can't
just
get
taking the
healed
blue
or get
You
anything
guys
out of
can
it.
do whatever you want with the other ones. I'm just taking this
Yeah.
blue one.
I'll hold one. I've got super reflexes now.
Uh-oh. Emma's gonna set the ring down and
If I'm not usually the front of contact, so maybe it would be a good idea for me to hold on to one. I can then give one to Brian or to somebody else to pass on to the front lines.
All right, so you can take the smaller ones. Ordell, no offense, are you still the like tanky, strong person? Do you take the
Ashrin,
large one?
could you
Do take
describe what a tank would be back in that time?
Oh no.
A Warforged tank.
Well, like a tankard, a large glass,
Yeah.
something thick and heavy set.
We got you, Ashrin.
yeah.
You back off, Ryan.
Chat, you
Pardon?
decide if it's GFY or not, but I'll let them.
Also, large tanks of like basins and stuff. I think like tanks would be a thing.
Crazy
a
that
water
Ashwin
tank.
came up with none of these excuses.
All of us look into the fourth wall and it's just like, fuck off. Ashrin, as you were.
Right. So Ordell.
Yeah, I can catch bullets now.
Oh. Well, here you go. And I give him the large a large one. And I'll take a small one.
Ordell like looks like he's about to toss it up to catch it, but like thinks he's like, this is gonna stress everyone out, so he puts it in his bag.
So Winter, add 2 small question mark health potions to your bag, and Ordell, add 1 large question mark health potion to your bag, because these don't appear to be labeled.
Can I for Gits and Shigs medicine or Arcana this big one, just like while I'm holding it?
Are you proficient in Arcana?
I'm not, but I am in medicine.
I would say no then, for this would be a more Arcana-based thing.
Can I identify the potions that I've got? Like doing the same thing, dipping a little finger in and licking to.
You put another. Can I get you to roll a D100? I'm just. Go ahead and roll an Arcana then for you. If you're, because I'm assuming
Sure.
wizard, you're proficient.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of okay at it. Fucking hell, why'd I say that? 14.
14.
And yes, I have +8.
The bitter kind of licorice taste in this is a lot stronger than the potions you've ever used before. So it's definitely more potent than a minor health potion, but you're not sure at what severity.
They're definitely potions of healing, something to restore health and help you in battle. It's pretty strong. And was that the small ones that I tasted?
Yep.
Yeah. I can only imagine how potent the one that you have, Ordell, is.
Well, I guess we'll have to find out and see, because I don't know. I had potions before that I just kind of collected in the junkyard, but I don't really do the whole making potions thing.
I thought you were going to say you don't just do healing. Everybody
No, I
does
burn
that.
stuff.
As you look at Elijah sitting up after the flump, his kind of slicked back, almost red trucker hair is now puffed up, almost like Einstein's with his handlebar mustache, slick and covered in the slime from the flumps, seemingly unaware. But everybody did that, don't you know?
You look great, Elijah.
Thank you.
You are most welcome.
I think you should get some rest. This has been a short but long day. If the plan is to deal with these smoke machines, these cloud makers, we should head out soon. There's 4 of them. We have a lot of ground to cover. We could either take them all on together. We could split up, take them on as separate groups. Either way, I think we should get some rest and head out in the morning.
Before we do, is there anyone who would maybe like to come for a walk with me? I wouldn't mind trying to find some less than alive individuals
Emma's gonna
to add
pop
to our
out,
party.
and she takes the ring, puts on the necklace. Let's go. And also, Elijah, we're stopping by the Unwilling place, City, because I want to go. Just so you know, we're going there. We're doing it.
Okay, I guess that's on the way for one of them. I thought it might have been best to avoid like we did
Listen
last
here,
time.
Mr. 2000 Sons, man. You're all excited to go kill some vampires. I just want to see people like me for once in my life. Okay, I love you. Goodbye.
Okay, no
Let's go, winner.
problem.
You love
I didn't mean for
Elijah?
it to be a problem.
That was quick.
Not like that. But no. Yes, maybe. I
Do you
don't know.
want me to? Oh, okay. Well,
Not like
let-
that.
okay. Do you want me
What?
to keep? Do you want me to keep? And get Brian to keep an eye out for mice.
Yes.
Anything else, or just mice?
Literally anything living other than people and like dogs or cats.
Okay, so can you
So realistically, like mice or bugs. Mice or bugs, preferably
mice or bugs? Okay, so anything smaller than a cat
Yeah.
that's alive.
A squirrel would do.
Brian,
Ugh.
anything smaller than a cat that's alive, please, as we go. Can you keep an eye out for it? If you see it, grabby, okay?
He starts running to like all the sides of the room, just looking directly like at the corners where they meet 90 degree from the wall on the floor. Before it just kind of keeps following along back and forth, zigzagging behind you. You can hear the little pitter patter of his tiny feet on the stone floor.
He's so precious.
If
right.
we find bodies, we can put them in the ring. We can store bodies in the ring.
Put the bodies in the ring. Put the bodies in the ring. We do we do need to ask them, right? I need to make sure that it's okay. What's the etiquette here?
Well, if you're doing it like you did for little Brian here, I don't think it matters as much because I don't believe you're putting a soul into the body. I think you're just animating a corpse. Whereas, like, unwilling.
I look around and like put my finger up to like, don't tell Brian he hasn't got a soul. You're okay, Brian.
He like goes back in.
Whereas, like, unwilling and the like, we are putting a soul and thing. I think for what you're doing, I don't think it matters as much. I'll put it that way.
Okay, so I don't have to ask permission anymore. What about this creature?
Bring it
Definitely
back to
has
life.
the soul. It just came out of the forest. It was, and it's just.
Oh, it's gone.
I don't know about Ghost.
His mom's goth, his dad's not. He has a 50-50 chance of having a soul, you know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I won't ask them. We should probably look for people who look like they aren't. Like I said, like maybe they were single, because I feel like it might be a little bit, you know,
Well, if we just
inconsiderate.
If we just remove the flesh, then you won't have to worry about, you know, people. I can do that inside of the ring to make it less. I did it with the elf. Now, granted, I have to drop off the skin sack somewhere, but.
Okay. Well, let's look for bodies then.
As Winter and Emma exit the main door, closing it behind, going out to possibly find either a family that doesn't mind or a completely dead family that might not have a say. Ashrin or
yes,
Del,
a whole family would be good.
That would be
Yeah,
ideal.
we're
if the whole
raising
family
families here.
You know, ideal. As Ashrin, Ordell, Ritter, and Elijah sit in the main hall, Elijah kind of like clasps his hand on the table and says, "This is good. Obviously, horrible situation, all of it, but a good motivator. We can avenge those who've fallen and truly serve the flames and unnamed gods," as he looks to Ashrin, "and do what's right. We can make this world a better place." Ritter, actually, to that, grasps a cup of water off and says, Here. kind of to cheers to it. And he looks over to Ordell and just kind of gives a nod. Gives the white guy nod that everybody gives now.
Ordell just smiles. Ooh, Ashton, do you want to go around the castle or like outside and see if we can find like food, supplies, water, and stuff? Since it's gonna be a long time since we stop anywhere.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea.
Also, I want to burn more stuff as Ordell gets up and he's just like shooting plumes of flame.
Ordell and Ashrin, you're going to go supply hunting, correct?
You betcha.
Perfect. You leave the cube of XC there for a moment. As the day goes on, Winter and Emma, you look for at least a corpse from, again, hopefully a whole family died. There are several. This was a horrible, tragic time. At least the remaining family is like you saw before. Sometimes the fighters of the family were killed so that the weakers could be taken away. There are several houses where there are the dead. A lot of people are bringing them out to create a bonfire to burn the dead in for the night, but you would have no problem taking a few away as needed. How many are you looking to get?
Well,
How
a
many
few
dead people?
generally means like 7, so
Does a few mean 7?
yeah.
All right.
How many dead people can you fit in the ring?
Winter, roll me a d8.
We could fit a lot into the ring.
5.
5. As you and Emma go searching, you are able to find, through various houses, 5 separate corpses that you could use as desired.
Okay,
Now-
well,
Question for you, Winter. Do you want them to be skeletons or do you want them to be zombies?
I'm going to animate 3 of them right now,
Okay.
and then we can put the other
there can be
2.
2 for me.
Yes, well, at least for today. That means you have 4. Oh, that's fair. That means then we both have 4.
It is my ring that we're keeping them in, so yes.
Oh, well,
Does
no,
seem a
no,
little
I'm
bit
gonna.
fair.
I don't need to put them in the ring.
Oh, true. Very true.
I'm just gonna make these. I would prefer children, so I'm gonna take the children.
I just
I
want to
feel
pause.
more comfortable taking the adults.
If everybody could
Okay.
pause for just a moment. Winter, I need you to make a full sentence and tell me what you're saying. I would prefer
What I'm
children
saying?
for...
I would prefer to turn the children into zombies, so I
Got it.
can have zombie children.
I wanted to make sure that everybody was on the same page, that these children's zombies that you are creating are only maybe...
I want an army of undead children. Do I need to clarify that further for you?
You find a few kids in a home, might have been a small orphanage at one point, that
They're
Hey.
a family now.
You know? Raising a family.
Wow. I'm just gonna say it. Wow.
as you raise 3 small children to fight for you, they all stand maybe about 1.5 feet taller than Brian and all stand in a row as you basically say, Brian, could you show them the ropes? As you bring them back to the castle, close the door. All right, kids, go find me a rat. As they all and run offward, crawling along the ground, trying to find some rat in some corner of this keep. Emma, you of course take the adults like a responsible human being.
Yeah, if they're going inside the ring, I'm using the same method I got to remove all the skin and meat and things from the bodies, using prestidigitation to slowly just clean the bones. And I'll
good.
drop off all the excess out of the ring.
These slumps of skin and organs you take out and throw in the great brazier in the center of the hall as to not surprise anybody that comes back and sees a degloved person.
Vampires do weird things, you know? Sometimes they don't do blood. They just steal your bones.
Ashrin and Ordell, I need both of you to roll me d20s.
Okay. I don't know if it's a check or anything, but nat 20.
Net 20, solid.
So I'd like to think a zombie child walks past Ordell and he just goes, "What the?"
16.
16. Great. Between the two of you, you found 36 transportable rations for the road. There are going to be 6 of you, so that's 6 days worth of food. That is something that y'all will have to worry about as you go along. So, a solid find, and will keep you fed for quite some time. So, perfect. Also, sorry, this saffron guitar got me there. Rybonator, I need you to make a full sentence. Me feeling personally attacked. Right.
Quick question: 36 rations.
Yes.
6 of us. Emma eats.
So
Yeah,
in
there's 5.
this case, we're gonna do rations just for sake of equal worry. Will be things that the person needs to live. So for Emma, it will be like things that can clean the bones and keep her not becoming rigid and rigor mortis. So we're still going to use rations for everybody here, even though Emma will be in a different fashion.
Got it.
Because also XC is going to need some at some point, oil or whatnot. So there's 6 of you currently. XC, once he exists again and comes out of the box-like fashion, will need to deal with something like that. But good question. Also, it is 9:59. I think that's a good place to stop for the night. This is the first time in a long time we haven't left on a cliffhanger, or the things that you all think is like, oh, cool, we left on a good note, when in reality it was a bad note when you went to come visit Ignis's town. So that's neat. We have a quest and a goal for the party besides just live in this area. We're going to take down the great cloud generators and eventually Ignis in his Gothic cathedral. I hope that y'all had fun.
We're not doing the campaign 1. We're not running from everything. We're gonna
do it.
Vampire ass.
Making a point to not run from every quest.
Can I just share the names as we kind of settle in for the night? I would like to. I would like
3
to
guesses.
cozy up.
No.
I'd like to cozy up the lovely children with Brian into one bed together. And I'm going to tell them all a story before they go to sleep. And I'm going to look down at Percy, Henry, Lucy, and Brian and gently caress each of their faces. It was requested. Please don't look at me like that. They asked for it.
or Dell in the back of the room as this story's happening just still goes, what the
and kiss them all goodnight.
They all kind of at the same time, very shining, like as you're going to close the door, like, good night, kids. Oh, as their heads all turn in unison as you close the door behind. That is definitely a solid place to stop it. Oh man, I'm sorry, Percy, but also you're welcome if you requested it.
Percy wanted to be a zombie kid. Okay?
I was like, let me guess, Max, Valentino, Romeo.
I don't know.
No, you're not a monster. You wouldn't use anybody's kids that you know.
Use my own. Percy's happy.
That's awesome.
There you
Congrats,
go, Percy.
Percy.
You're in the game now.
We will see you all tomorrow night. Drew, who are we raiding?
People, thank you for the reminder.
So I'm while the raid stuff is getting set up, I'm uploading the doodles right now. So if you the summary doodles, they're pretty fun. For these RP heavy ones, I don't make as full ones, but I think they're higher quality, which I like a lot.
A sneak peek and pretty cool.
Ashton got a red doodle.
I thought the control undead one was pretty sick. So
go check it out. Join the Discord. And we'll see you all next week. Thank you. Join Jakey's Clean OnlyFans. Good night, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Good night.
I love you.
Bye.
Good night.